Good morning, everybody. Yes. It's Thursday. By the way, next week, Wednesday, we will probably be having convocation more than likely in the house. As, well, it's kind of a mixed bag with the weather. It keeps changing the system that they plan for next week. We might still get rain on Wednesday. I don't know yet. We might get snow on Wednesday. I don't know that either because they keep changing the forecast. And I don't really need to get all fancy for the convocation. Just usually wear my dress and, usually send out some incense here and there. Keep it simple. The old KISS philosophy. Keep it simple, silly. Don't need to get complicated with the convocation. I mean, it's nice to do the pomp and circumstances, but sometimes keeping it simple doesn't hurt either. Especially if you're really not expecting to have a major event or something. So there's nothing wrong with the KISS philosophy. Before I came live, Noodles asked a question on the side chat. He says, "Are you mad at Seasons?" Why would he be mad at Seasons? What did she do? Please note, I don't always get a chance to watch everybody else's stream, so I'm kind of out of the loop when it comes to some information. Oh yes, I did order some casters for this chair. I've had enough of these chair casters. These things suck. So I ordered some a couple days ago. And they're supposed to be here Tuesday. And, so put some casters on the chair, so hopefully they'll roll better. For now, to replace the ones that lost all the ball bearings in the top, I just put some category 5 Ethernet cable where the ball bearings would be for the time being. It's a hack. It's not going to last long, but it's better than nothing at all.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. So right now I noticed that, people like the McDonald's video I did when they just going down there and have a soda. I might go out there today also to see if I can find out if that guy James might be there to try to talk to him without the cameras rolling.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. Not going to drink anything except maybe some more Diet Coke, but go out there, get a little bit of a walk. That's always good. And maybe I can bring some other interesting knickknacks or gewgaws to show you today over at McDonald's. Something small, something simple. I'll go rummaging through my junk pile and see if I can find something of interest to you guys. So right now I noticed that the Twitch and the Kick Botrix are doing more talking than the Botrix here. I'm not mad at you. I don't even know why you would ask me why I'm mad at you, as I'm not mad at you. I don't know, Bianca, why you think I'm mad at you. If you want to come up on the panel, you certainly can. We can certainly talk about it. Not sure why anybody's asking me questions like that when I haven't even seen anything to know what has been done or not done, or just coming to get on YouTube just to do a live show, and all of a sudden I got questions like, "Are you mad at Seasons?" And then Seasons asks you, "Are you mad at me?" And I'm like, "What did you do for me to be mad at you? If you want to tell me about it, you want to talk about it, whatever it is, come on up on the panel, because it's open." Sometimes people, I don't know. Well, what are you mad at Seasons? What does Seasons do? I don't know what she did. I'm going to be mad at somebody if I don't know what they did. That makes no sense. Of course, I'm a little bit annoyed yesterday that I fell to my death in the new High Elf City. I don't know why they call themselves High Elves. You build your city in a simulated version of the Blood Elf tree. Or of the Night Elf tree, basically. It's the same kind of idea. I got these ramps, and I think the Night Elf tree is more pretty. That is until Savannah's Windrunner burned it down, and then it wasn't so pretty anymore. So, I'm gonna do is, since I got Dragonflight, and the Night Elves have got to be establishing a new home in the former Horde territory. I'm gonna go on to Dragonflight today, and I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take a trip from Stormwind to where Alberine is, and then go to Tetrasil. If I can get there and look and see what's left of the stump. It must be a hell of a big stump, that's for sure. I'm gonna go over there and look at to see what it looks like. But last night I'm almost to level 15 in Wild Players group. As I said, everybody in the group is kind of all over the place on the field. Right now, I'm still kind of low down there. The more and more I play the game, the more and more I wish I was a mage. I think being a mage would have been better than being a disciplined priestess.
Oh yeah!
Although if it's a toss between a disciplined priestess and a druid, which one I love more? There's more disciplined priestess as an option in the game than there is druids. There's only two races that can be druids right now: Taurens and Night Elves. And like I said, I love being a disciplined priestess, because I can visualize that what they don't talk about in the game is when you're not out there killing mobs and things, that you probably hold mass at your local parish church. And I don't know if they have, maybe it's more like an Episcopalian kind of thing. I don't think it's Roman Catholic, because Roman Catholic Church would never allow women to be priests. In fact, Pope Francis, in his latest encyclical, has confirmed there will not be any female priests in the Catholic Church. Now, some of you may not like that. Some of you may be rooting for it, all excited. I'm kind of in the middle. I love the tree too. Yeah. It's short and squat, just like me. But anyway, it's a good tree though. So, like I said, people don't really think about the tree. And I showed the lights how they worked yesterday. Little packets of lights. When was the last time you bought a set of 20 mini Christmas lights that was small enough in a roll that looks about the same size as a folded up sanitary napkin? I have never seen American midget lights that look like something that fits in the same package as a sanitary napkin, but that's what they look like. That's what the size of the packaging is. It's that small. wow. You know, but it also means that if you properly store them, that means that unlike the other kind of lights that tend to get all snarled up and tangled up, they'll fit in most tight Christmas, packaging material. And all of a sudden one day you go, what happened to the lights? Oh, I thought they were garbage. What do you mean you thought they were garbage? Well, they were in a little package. I thought it was just kind of extra stuff, and I threw them out. Trust me, it's very possible with those little tiny lights. So last night I met when I was on the Deep Run tram going to Iron Forge. I met a fan. Actually recognized my character. Said, "Hi, Michele, North American Snow Queen." I said, "Yeah, that's me." I said, "I'm just here leveling up." His partner was like, "Who?" He said, "That's the North American Snow Queen." Yeah. So the other thing is now you got 3 expansions in the new retail coming up. Kind of being released pretty quickly, rapidly in succession. The Interiors of Azeroth or something, and then there's Midnight of Azeroth and a few others. So one of the things that they wanted to do was have Silvermoon being a neutral city like Dalaran. It's kind of funny because in the book I'm writing, Michele was trying to do exactly the same thing. Hi Philly, how you doing? The Wi-Fi where I'm going to be is for at least the next exists, but sucks. Is we want to give you a thumbs up. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Hopefully the engineers can get your Wi-Fi working better. But either way I look at it, this year has been kind of interesting. Already we're up to $22 for the month of December. Thanks to all the donations we have gotten so far. The month is half over. Can we get to $100 this month? Or is this going to become less likely? I don't know. It could be possible. We can get to 100, maybe. But I know I'll get paid on the 22nd, which is going to go straight to my Ally credit card. Yeah, it's a nice little tree. It's not too big. I showed you the tiny little lights at McDonald's. That video had a lot of viewers on it. I checked the stats on it this morning. You guys seem to have enjoyed it when I was at McDonald's showing you little geekas and doodads and talking about things. This time I'll bring my camera tripod so I can set up on the... Yes, it is a perfect tree for the apartment. I don't think there would have been much room for much bigger of a tree. It's not too huge. If it had been like an 8-foot tree in this apartment, I don't think I would have been able to reach up and put on the Christmas angel, which was hard enough to do. Even though I towered over the tree, you can visualize how hard it would have been to get the Christmas angel on a tree that was 8 foot tall. Yeah, And what you think of the lights, those little tiny grains of rice lights, they are very interesting design. And the wire on them is similar to kind of they're enameled wire, but the wire is somewhat similar to what you find in some turntables. The problem is those wires are thinner than a human hair. That's one of the reasons why I want to try to fix the other turntable for Krista again in the spring. I'm gonna go get myself a drum. I'm gonna get myself that Dremel tool, and then I'm gonna go ahead and mount the screw in for the BSR standard single screw mount, because I think that'll be better than the way we did it. I'm sorry, but glue just looks awful.
Oh yeah!
I would not use glue again on that. And so next time I do that, another thing I'm going to do ahead of time is I'm going to have to find another way to put those little tiny fiddly clips on the end of the wires for the cartridge. But the mechanical part of the turntable needs work too, so it's not just the electrical. Grace is saying good morning. Grace, how are you doing today? So, convocation more than likely, as I said, next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, will be here in the studio. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be a simple convocation. It doesn't have to be a big shindig with lots of fancy pomp and circumstance. But I definitely want to cast a spell this year, because I think if anything we need to do is we need to dispel the demons of 2023.
Oh yeah!
Including get one of them out of office.
Oh yeah!
By the name of Joseph Biden.
Oh yeah!
In fact, now they have officially made it official that the impeachment inquiry is now in session in the House, after Biden administration said you can't have an impeachment, then you never might as well vote. The new Speaker of the House says, watch me. So so now Biden is probably gonna go, no, I guess I gotta have to deal with that shit now. Just you wait, Mr. Biden, just you wait. Oh, yeah. And we're gonna get you and your little son Hunter, too. What a moron, what a ingorangus, what an idiot. I think Bugs Bunny said it perfectly fine when he said,
of course, you know, this means war.
oh, no shit. And this is what probably Biden saying,
Hit the road.
and then, of course, our wonderful friends are saying,
I have not even begun to fight.
yeah, not even begun the fight. So, Mr. Biden, it looks like you stepped in a big pile of dog guano. You're going to be seeing the other side of the door real soon, Mr. Biden. And probably seeing the other side of a jail cell, too. Just said, this guy's a douchebag. I can't even visualize how he can still receive absolution from the Catholic Church for some of the bullshit that he's doing.
Oh yeah!
Pope should just told him straight out and said, I'm sorry, but Joseph Biden, I am not absolving you of sins. You can go fuck yourself. I can just see Joe Biden go, well, that's how you want it? I'm doing the Henry VIII on you. I'm going to remove all America from the Catholic Church. I'm going to burn down all Catholic churches, close all monasteries, and we're going to become an Episcopal country. Over my dead fucking body we are. That's exactly what Henry VIII did. Because when he went to the Pope and tried to get an annulment on his last marriage, because the last wife he had gave him a baby girl, and the Pope said, nope. Henry VIII saying, well, I'm the King of England, I am, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you the Catholic Church can go basically kiss my ass after I take a big loud one for myself, because frankly, as far as I'm concerned, you are a terrible organization, and I don't want you in my country anymore. So, as King of England, I proclaim that you will get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah!
England has never been the same ever since, trust me. Oh, because the fact is that he wanted to get an annulment for his last marriage. Henry VIII, I think, was sick in the head anyway, so frankly, as far as I'm concerned, you know, I don't know how good of a king he was, but he sounds a little bit like a tyrant, if anything. But, you know, the problem is with the Biden administration is the fact is that they think they can get away with anything. In fact, that's one reason why the Republicans have to take these people to court and through the systems of our checks and balances our government has in the Constitution. It needs to be enforced. High crimes and misdemeanors. Oh, I don't think there's any misdemeanors in this, but there certainly is crimes that definitely do not sound good. And so the impeachment is imperative. Because this guy is, number one, is an old senior codger and an old fool. And he doesn't know what he's doing. And his administration is running ramshot over the laws of this country. They all should be impeached. The entire White House administration should be seeing pink slips. Big time. Even the press secretary herself there, Jean Ferrer, whatever her last name is, she's no better than anyone else. She's terrible as a press secretary. She is terrible. Of course, she's trying to put the White House in good light. Lady, you can't put an administration in good light. when there's nothing good to put into administration to put into good light. It bothers me when you think about that. It's how our government, and it's just not a new thing, it definitely has gotten a lot worse over the last 20, 30 years, but it is not a new thing. It is not even an American-only thing. Corruption at the top. Anytime you got a president or a king or queen, there's always going to be that little evil demon on their shoulder trying to tell them, you're the one, kid. You're the top. You can pass whatever laws you want by executive order. You can do what you want. You can sit back while you watch your country burn, just like Calixia did. Because you are the son of God. That's what they think. You think. I don't care if you're a king or a president. It's exactly what they think. They think they're so elite. Oh, I can do what I want. But Congress, under the checks and balance systems, does have the ability to kind of keep his or her ego in check. But the problem is, well, they're just as fucked up as they are. Nobody else is chatting, Grizz. Everybody's quietly listening. I see you. Al Morris says, good afternoon, baby girl, Michelle. Hope you all is well. Things are fine. Thank you for asking. I had a good show yesterday. We covered about the food, the American food system, that Food and Drug Administration. Oh, by the way, the reason why you haven't seen so much canned CI drops on the store shelves lately is that apparently the company that makes the stuff somehow, because of the eye drop conditions in the past, they got the FDA has put out a warning about the products of these companies. And so Amazon, at the request of the FDA, pulled off of their shelves all the canned CI drops. That is why you can't find canned CI drops anywhere. There is another brand on the shelves of the Amazon. I never heard of that brand either, but they, I guess, probably will end up going off the shelves soon. Canned CI drops, by the way, were never considered FDA approved. And for a long time, people didn't even make a big deal about them. What the problem is apparently after the infections, the bacterial infections in the eyes that were discovered with some medications, the FDA has asked many other suppliers of these products to exercise due diligence and remove them from the shelves for reasons of safety of the consumers. Now, I haven't even opened a new box yet. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? They do help my eyes. It doesn't say that the actual product has been recalled, because it hasn't been recalled. In fact, I looked to see if there was any kind of warning about a specific product recall. There isn't. This cold water is like ice packs on my broken back and shattered hip. I'm sure glad most men don't know what pain is. I don't know about that. I'm sure everybody knows what pain is. That's a universal pain you feel, Chris. The same among men and women. I have bad hips. And trust me, they were a bit tender yesterday, but I still pressed on. How you doing, PDX? Welcome to the show. I don't know how you write some of the symbols in your name, so I'll just use the first 3 letters of your name. At least I can see those are standard Latin characters. And as the mirror is doing the same thing. Welcome to the show. Now, I actually do not know why Botrix today, on this side of the fence, why Botrix isn't responding to any of my commands. Oh, now it is. Okay, cool. So, I want to thank you all, everybody, before I forget, for the donations in the past. I want you guys to know I really do appreciate the many times that people have donated to the channel. It is much appreciated. And Mitz PDX Paranormal. Okay, thank you. Well, I still say same to you. Welcome back, Paranormal PDX. Maybe we can talk a little bit about what we talked about a couple days ago on this channel, maybe from another perspective. We're talking about the afterlife a couple of days ago. And I wanted to know, since you obviously your name implies paranormal, that you've done paranormal studies at least, what do you feel about the afterlife? And what do you think happens? Do you think human beings go to another planet to live another life after this life is over? I believe they do, but I would like to hear your point of view. How do you feel about what happens to us after we leave this earth and we're on the other side? What do you think happens then? Do we come back to another planet to live a new life again? Or will we just remain spiritual energy? Or is it a choice? I think it's a choice. I don't think everybody chooses that option. Some do, some don't. I want to know what you think. Thanks, Patrick. You're right. Please make sure if you want to join the Discord, you got to email me because of the situation in the past. What I should also do for the Kick audience, because the Kicks can't see the questions from the YouTube side of thing. And let's turn on the chat. Restream chat. Okay, there we go. It's going to cover my tree, but that's okay. I think you see my tree long enough. You can still see my tree, obviously. So there's the chat screen. I try to make it a little bit bigger because of the resolution of the text. Because we stream at 640 by 360. And the reason we stream at 640 by 360 is because we only have so much bandwidth to work with. PDX says, oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about and way too much to type. I understand, you only can type 200 characters at a time. But you know what? If you contact me on the email address, which is specified here in the Discord, you give me an email link, you can, a Google Meets link, you can join us in chat. We could discuss it that way too. We also discussed on my Discord page too. And you get it the same way. Whereas we are dead, says Fred. I don't know about that. Please email me at bichala3@gmail.com for a link to our Discord, no longer public. It should say the Discord link is no longer public. Okay. I will get to you after the show is over because my audience gets really frustrated when I start jumping over in the side chat. So after the show, I'll respond to your email, and then I will give you the link to our Discord, and I also will give you a link to our Google Meets panel so that you can join us, and we can talk about that for tomorrow's show. Which is Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. Friday. Friday tomorrow, me and Krista and I are going to be quickly working on my Christmas tree, so it might be a later show tomorrow. Please be aware of this, guys. The show tomorrow will be more than likely about 3 o'clock, or maybe a little bit earlier than that. If I was only dead, I wouldn't feel this pain that feels. Oh, I understand pain in the hips, because I have hip problems too. My knee never hurts, but my hip is a whole nother story altogether. Well, some days, my hip hurts bad. I cut back on the Celebrex as a test to see if it helped with tinnitus. But then my hip pain came back. I said, surprise! I don't know. They certainly wouldn't feel physical pain from their corporal bodies. But I could bet they feel emotional pain. After all, you're still able to think. You're still able to conceptualize, cogitate, think about things. After all, your energy. You're still thinking. And you still travel, but now you're not limited by a physical corpse. I mean, a husk. You know, like an encounter suit, like Voss before War on Babylon 5. When you think about what the body is, it's a wrapper for the spirit. I am friends with Noodles, and I'm J-Mac, Oregon's wife. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show. The souls that are in hell put themselves in hell by choosing to do not follow the path of the light. You have a free choice. Smoking or non-smoking.
Oh yeah!
It's a choice that you made. But even eventually, those will be reabsorbed into the Godhead too. That's, so I believe even they, in the long run, will be returned to Source. I don't hear anybody yelling at me. Right, he said, how do you know for a fact it's a choice the all made? Because when you're on the other side, you have free will. True free will to decide. And you have free ability of full knowledge of cognizance of your actions. See, we say we have free will on Earth. But the truth is, we wrote our life charts when we're on the other side. Our life charts are like goals, like a goal plan. And this goal plan is got a little bit of flexibility. The lessons that you want to learn and to achieve. Some people don't achieve them, and some do. But just like any goal plan, sometimes they don't work out very well, and sometimes they work out fantastic. Your guardian angels will try their best to keep you in the right path, but even then, some people choose to tell their guardian angels that they don't want to talk to them, and they will just ignore the warnings, the naggings that the angels try to do to keep them on the right path. So you have a choice, even here on Earth, to decide if you're going to try to live on a goal plan that you chose. You wrote it. Me and Lumi wrote our life chart for our next life already. We already have ours on file. And that's the reason why we're so excited about the afterlife. Amen. But even then, Mother God might throw in a few additional things to life chart to make it a little more spicy. And she can do that. How you doing, Tiger Kitty? Now, Grace, there are actual soul stealers. Yes, demonics do exist. That's a fine looking tree, Titter Kitty. Yes, it is. Of course, everybody's typing all over it right now. This is so that the people on Kick can see what's being said on YouTube, in case they didn't see what's going on being said on Kick. Right now, it's only person on Kick is one person. I don't know who that is, but they're there. If you wanted to put on some more chat on the screen, no, just gonna say 19 people, 19 people on YouTube right now. Seems that counter anyway isn't always accurate. Deborah Cleese Williams, was she the friendly weird gypsy? I got touched by an angel. Angle. What kind of a degree? 45, 30, 60 degrees, 90 degrees? Yeah, but you know what? Even the demonics eventually will be will pass into no more. After all, how long is eternity? I mean, we don't know how long God considers eternity. We just know eternity to be a very long time from now. If I go to church for Mass, I'm going to have to find a sweet spot on the church where I can hear the priest and I can still hear and still see the Mass, and finding out where the loudspeakers are. I always liked sitting in the front. I used to have 2 loudspeakers right there in the front that were shotgunned straight in my head so I could always hear them. They took the 2 speakers out. And the last time I went to Mass, during Mike's funeral, I felt so disconnected from what was going on that it was heartbreaking.
Oh yeah!
And I wanted so much to feel like I was in the Mass completely. So we have to see if I can find a place in church where the sound is good and it's still easy enough for me to get down to receive the body and blood of Christ. Well, I need to still go talk to the priest anyway, because it's been a long time since I did confession. So, yeah, I definitely have to get up there anyway and do that before I can receive. It's been at least over 2 years, guys, since I was in church. And I haven't done confession in all those years either. So, and I'm not going to make a mockery of God, the Son of God, by taking his body and blood of Christ without being free of sin. I'm currently working Sis Noodles. I know you're working. PDX says, I can tell you this. Demon double Satan has been shown thrown about so much. People are trying to scare others, but I can tell you, someone being in possession is for very few. Anybody who's ever been possessed by any kind of entity of any kind, good or bad, feels like a controlled puppet, because that's exactly what they become. Alright, I will get to it after the show's over. Oh, actually, maybe I can get to it now. Let me copy the link for you over here. Copy that. That's a big 10-4. Yeah. Go to another window over here on this side. Pop open email. And, okay. I see it. Okay. I am on your... I would like to join your morning show. Absolutely. Here's the link for it. Okay, here is the link. Oops, sorry, let me type this in here. Okay, here is the link. I will give you the Discord later. Okay. Okay, sending it to you now. Okay, just sent it to you. All hailing frequencies are open. It's the same link we use almost every day. So, but don't give it out to anybody. It's only for invite only. Thanks to Yam Ranch and his buddies. I understand you're working noodles. I heard you. He said, Chris says, we are about all mortal and die. To burn forever insinuates that we have immortal souls. Some eventually everlasting fire, and some to heaven. Yep, absolutely. Here's Noodles. Good morning, how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Michelle.
Yeah.
I'm working, Michelle, right now.
I'm waiting for the PDX to come up, too, but what are you doing right now?
I'm at work.
I know you're at work.
Let me just drill it.
Okay.
Watch your hands.
Watch my hands. About what?
I'll have tons of clearance.
Okay. I know you do.
Michelle, I'm at work right now, Michelle.
I know you are.
Michelle, why weren't you over at JMac Oregon's last night? We won $10 and gift cards.
Because I was doing a World of Warcraft gameplay. It was supposed to be with the group, but unfortunately the group didn't really key. Here's Tiger Kitty. Good morning, Tiger Kitty. How you doing?
Good. Pull it back more, or is that good?
Morning.
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you?
Let's get you on panel. Let's get the screen on that. I'm going to set this macro up later on so we can click onto it easier than this. Let's see. Too far up. Movie night, here it is. Really should change this from movie night to Google Panel, something like that. So everybody, what have you guys been up to, Tiger Kitty? I know you've been unpacking, getting ready.
I think I'm echoing. Am I echoing?
Yeah.
Am I echoing?
No, you're not echoing.
Okay. Well, I've moved, haven't I?
Yeah. I just don't want to push it through this feet right now.
It's rooted in all people. So he said. So what Chris was saying is he thinks that we all mortal will die, some of us go to heaven, and this contradicts the message. Yeah, but you know what though? I think the Bible only is telling a part of the story. I don't think the Bible's giving all the details of how it all works, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I'm not very religious, but I'm more spiritual, I'd say, than religious.
Well, I think even a non-religious understands one thing. If you take a look at something that's as common and everyday as your typical instruction flyer that comes with your device, the instruction flyer doesn't tell you every possible detail. Okay, this PDX Communications. Let me get them on here. This is the first time on panel, guys. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
How's it going, PDX?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Hey, good to meet you too.
So like I asked you in the side chat, and you said it would be too long to type.
Yeah,
every single time someone comes up here, they echo. Michelle's got to fix that.
Michelle, can you get rid of the echo, please?
I don't know how I can get rid of the echo. Well, let's see which microphone are you on, Michelle. I didn't change it. Well, check it anyway.
It started a couple days ago, Michelle.
All right, let me check the sound system, okay? Let's see if this thing is set for the right microphone. Oh, okay, I see why. I got it. No, Michelle, that is the right microphone. Don't change it here. I'm going to leave the panel, come back in. It sounds like it's...
Technical difficulty.
Hold on a minute. Be right back, guys. Hold on a minute.
Oh, no. I hope I didn't.
Okay, come back in again. Whoa. I love that special effect, don't you? Not really.
It's done.
All right, is that any better?
How's everybody doing this morning or this afternoon, wherever you may be?
Very well, thank you very much.
So the echo wasn't me. Thank you.
No.
So let me put the search tab back up on the screen so everybody can keep an eye on that.
Hi, Michelle. Welcome back.
So PDX, do you do paranormal activity and all that?
Oh, that from her title, that implies that she does.
I do paranormal investigations, yes.
Oh, wow.
I am a paranormal investigator. I've traveled around across the United States. I'm basically looking for answers, because there's so many unknown answers out there.
Wow,
and I know a lot of people. What was that? And there's so many people out there that, are afraid of the unknown.
So what's the strangest thing you've ever found?
Tiger Kitty wants to know, what is the strangest...
Like an evidence or something?
Yeah, like what's the craziest thing? Like, oh my God, this is...
Okay, jeez.
Have you got any video evidence?
I've never seen a full body apparition, but I wish to someday. Oh yeah, I got videos. On my YouTube, I have videos there.
Oh wow!
I would say I was investigating at where was I?
I'll have to come
North
check
Carolina,
out your channel after the show.
It was a USS Battleship in North Carolina, and we were sitting there, Yeah, definitely. And I saw a face come through the plexiglass, and I was able to see detail in that face. Wow. And it scared me. I screamed, and I don't get scared pretty easily. And then, I went to tell somebody my story. Well, I guess earlier that day, the guy I was telling, he's like, "Oh my God!" He goes, "I saw the same person." So it was clarification.
Oh, big cat, big heavy kitty cat.
That hours before, he saw the same thing I did.
Wow.
Wait, you want to go outside now, cat? That's my cat.
I think the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Well, a lot of people don't want to believe in spirits, and I get that.
Let me go. Let me stay outside. I think let's go out.
No, I'm saying, for out there.
All right, Misty, come on.
But it's a personal haunting.
Oh.
So, I'm the type, a lot of these YouTubers out there throw that name, demon and, devil. They throw that name around, or I was possessed. And I'll be 54 years old here in the next couple of weeks. And I probably will never see anybody possessed in my lifetime, because it's not like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
When I was out in Portland,
shit to do than
Seasons was possessed when she was giving me that cookie in her bedroom. She was so possessed she wouldn't stop, and she didn't stop until I told her to stop. It was awesome. She was possessed.
So, PDX, my question...
Was she possessed or was she obsessed?
I just want to take care of the cat.
Yeah, she was obsessed.
My question for you is, what do you think happens to us after we go?
What's your question, Michelle?
I said, what do you think happens to us after we go? It seems like there's a bit of a delay.
Well, sometimes
we have got a delay,
move
a massive
on.
delay.
Yeah, there is a delay.
Michelle, I hate to say it to you, but this morning this is rubbish. It's echoing. There's a delay.
Check your end, because Tiger Kitty, as far as I hear, no one here else is having that problem.
All right, I'm going to go and come back.
Try restarting your browser or your program. See if it's doing this. So, PDF, my ex, I was asking, what do you think
Okay.
happens on the other side when we pass away from this earth? What do you think happens to us? Do you think we choose to come back? Do you think we choose to not come back? Do you think we have no choice in either way? Can we choose to go to other planets, other dimensional planes?
My thoughts on this. Everybody's different, you know, and I believe some people have some unfinished business here that can't move on. I believe some people that don't move on are afraid to move on. They're afraid to know what's next for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, it can vary from person to person. I mean, I grew up, I was raised as a Catholic and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I don't always believe in the Catholic beliefs. Just like a lot of people, you know, they don't believe in a lot of their own religion beliefs, or a lot of people don't believe in certain beliefs when it comes to, oh my gosh, stop calling me, when it comes to the afterlife. You know, Gigi said they want to come up.
Oh,
Contact the entity Zozo. Now, I will tell you this, okay? People, Zozo is self. I have like 5 different Ouija boards. Zozo was made up of a bunch of kids who, I mean, that's how a lot of stories get spread around, is because, you know, some kids decide to be like, oh, we saw Zozo and this and that. Okay, so people are afraid of spirit boards or Ouija boards. Now, anything you use to open up to communicate with a spirit via a pendulum, via a spirit box, via ITC, or via a spirit board or a Ouija board, and so anything you use to contact the spirits, you're opening up a portal where everybody's only saying breaking through a spirit board is opening up a portal. That's not true. Anything you use to communicate with spirits opens up a portal. But the thing is as long as you know how to shut that portal, because you're supposed to, when you talk to spirit, you open it with respect. You always say a prayer before doing anything. I do. I'm not going to say, you know, everybody's like this, but I want to say probably 90% of us will say a prayer before speaking to the spirits. And then when we're done speaking, we thank them. We say a prayer, a closing prayer, to close up any portal we have open. You know, also you want to make sure you go in with good intention. If you're going to go in with bad intention, or if you're negative, you're going to reach them negative spirits, and they're going to come back at you.
I always thought of the Ouija board thing as kind of like when you pick up a phone and you start punching the different phone number digits. And unless you know the exact extension you're trying to call, anybody can pick up the damn phone on the other end. Because
exactly,
that's where I think the problem starts.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It's when you put out a CQ on ham radio, which means, is anybody out there? Is anyone out there?
Yep. Anybody
can respond and say, yeah, I'm out there. And if they're honest, they'll be able to tell you straight out, no, I'm not your friend Joe. I might be able to find your friend Joe for you if I look up in my phone directory or my spiritual directory. But if they're a dishonest person, they will just say, yeah, I'm Joe. Because they're nosy. They want to get the information out of you. And so, of course, depending how desperate you are to talk to Joe, you might be willing to fall for his little trick, hook, line, or sinker. And that's where the trouble starts.
Yes. There are tricksters out there. Yes. And I'm reading what red orangutan has been saying, you know,
Right.
you don't have to believe in what I believe in. Maybe you haven't had the experience, but I'm not going to sit there and knock your disbeliefs on what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't had that experience, or if you did, maybe you went in with.
I didn't get attacked by
the
wraith. That was
come
not
back
from
and
the
say,
Ouija
"Oh,
board. Let me
so-and-so was
clarify
possessed."
that story. The wraith that attacked my leg was after I got hurt, on December 19th, or sorry, December 16th, 2019, after a knee accident.
December
And I was in
19th
the
was my
ER
birthday.
for like 2 days in the overnight recovery, and then the next day, on Sunday, I went to Patty's house. That's when we saw the wraith was attacking me. Her cheap little cell phone camera picked up the wraith feeding off my leg energy. I guess the wraiths were waiting at the hospital ER because there's plenty of miserable people there, and thought I looked like a mighty tasty subject to suck energy out of. That's where the wraith came from. It was not from the Ouija boards. The few times I've done Ouija boards, nothing came out of them. I think the first time I did it with Sherry Heaton,
So
we
had
too many tight wards around the Ouija board. We had the equipment to Fort Knox with Doberman pinchers and everything all around the board. And there was no spirit that could get in, good or bad. Ed, my friend, and Tony Fairclough, his girlfriend at the time, did the Ouija board. And the Ouija board was giving them all kinds of crazy answers. I was just documenting it. I didn't see any spiritual apparitions or anything in my camera.
Could be many different spirits coming in, too.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this, Michelle. Okay, so I grew up, in the 70s and stuff like that, in the 80s. Now, back then, it was a bad juju if, like, a lot of kids my age back then, we all had imaginary friends, majority of us.
Yeah.
Well,
it goes back a lot further than the 1980s.
My imaginary friend wasn't an imaginary friend. I really was speaking to somebody. And as children's brains, they're sponges, and they can intake so much info, but they also have the purity to where they can see so much more than adults can, because the adults tend to block that off because they've been taught their entire life, you're not seeing spirits or you're not talking to spirits. But some of us keep that. Everybody is born with a gift. So some of us end up keeping that gift, and you can talk with them, or you can hear them, or you can see them.
Yeah, because I have clairaudience. I have clairaudience.
So
that means I hear voices from the spiritual realm.
You have clairvoyant?
Clairsentience, actually. Clairaudience, clairsentience. I'm not clairvoyant. My clairvoyant skill is probably like down in my socks somewhere, but I hear and talk to the spiritual realm every day. I'm very actively in communications with them every day. And I can still see and hear people every day.
Okay. When you were a kid,
I still do it as an adult.
Did you talk to that you thought were real spirits when you were a kid before you actually knew they were spirits?
Yeah, I knew they were spirits. Because I could tell the difference between them and the flesh and blood people that I knew around me. Energy signature, which first of all, they were energy beings. They weren't physical beings. So I wouldn't call them imaginary friends because...
See, Bianca said, my imaginary friend name was Jeremy, and he worked at a shopping cart factory.
Yeah.
See, and how would a kid know something that specific?
Because the only way a kid would know
Unless they
anything
were
that's
told
specific
that,
is if they had actually worked in the factory themselves, or one of the spirits that they were working with had experience working in a factory like that.
Right.
I'm married to Lumi, yeah. Which means, if you don't know who Lumi is, I'm the other half of the body. This body is with like conjoined twins, almost perfectly overlapped. The documentary explains it all. Yeah, the documentary. Have you seen my documentary at all?
What?
I'll put it in the link up on the panel here so you can see it. To watch the documentary, it'll help understand a little bit about my backstory. But yeah, I've always felt very close to the spiritual realm. I've always felt very, very close. Almost like I was meant to be kind of an emissary to speak on behalf of the spirit realm, but also to speak on behalf of the human realm, to the spiritual realm. As a communicator. That is how specific.
What saying.
My imaginary friend was Jeremy, and he worked at a shopping cart factory. Okay.
So, Michelle, as you were growing up, and you were telling your parents that you were speaking to these spirits, did they believe you?
I didn't really bring up to my parents much because my parents were cradle Lutherans. They really weren't actively involved in the church that much. So I said they were Lutherans. They weren't Catholics. They thought they were familiar with the concept that Martin Luther taught, the sola scriptura and all that. But in the case of the spiritual realm, they really didn't know enough to say if that was good or bad. But my mom always thought it was kind of nutty because of the reasons why I could say, like, I can feel something's wrong in this room, or I could tell if there were certain things that I knew, skills I knew that no one taught me.
So you're very sensitive and
I can be very sensitive. Of course, as I got older, I became a little more better with my guards. But back then, as a child, I was really sensitive to it. And I was very, very sensitive to the idea of, painful death and suffering. And I still am to this day. And there's certain things that I see in the news that can basically still send me screaming.
Yes.
And the violence in the world today, when I know it doesn't have to be that way. I know during the Gulf War, the energy of the people of Israel was clawing up in my heart because I was seeing it on CNN as they were covering it with Wolf Blitzer, like 24-hour coverage from inside of Israel. And one day, the air raid siren in the news went off, and I went into a panic attack because I could feel all the fear of people of Israel when they kept hearing air raid sirens going off. Because they kept thinking another Scud was coming at them. And I started to feel like the Scuds were coming at me. And even though I was thousands of miles away. And Lomi at the time was just my guardian angel, at least as we understood it. And she said, Michelle, you're thousands away from where that Scud's heading. So you don't have to
when you're talking about the news?
Yeah. It's scary. It was just feeling really scary to feel the spirits of Israelis as they were being...
I was going to say, a lot of empath, stuff like that. I myself, ever since I can't watch the news, that
I'm an active empath. I'm a Pleiadian star child. So you're talking to a person that is deeply, deeply in control and awareness of their emotions and their feelings to others. I pick them up. And that's one of the reasons, like, during the big pandemic, was I felt like so many people, I felt so much melancholy and despair. I mean, on the outside, the world may look almost the same, but the world was not the same because every nerve in my body was jangling. Nothing's normal. Even if you don't have a mask on, even if you don't have all these crazy lockdowns, you can feel it deep down. Nothing is normal. And you try to explain it to the people that are incapable of sensing it, and it's like, you're crazy. And I told them straight out, I said, well, if I'm crazy, then obviously you're not looking around you. These people are miserable. They're miserable. The whole normal world is gone. And they said, well, could your own feelings be projecting on top of your empathic abilities? It's not impossible. Because at the time, after St. Patrick's Day of 2020, when I came back here, was the last normal soup kitchen St. Patrick's Day meal we had. And we're all hoping that things would be normal. It never became normal. The soup kitchen is still closed to eat-in dining. And I still feel deep down in my heart that the people in the community sorely, deeply miss the soup kitchen to this day. Because a lot of them feel like they lost an important means of communications with the community. If that makes any sense.
No, yeah, it makes sense to me, but I don't know how much sense it makes to others out there.
Yeah. It's funny also is I play World of Warcraft, and I played several different realms, characters in the realms, and the two characters. And I mentioned this in my Discord, which I'll give you a link to later on, is I deeply love the class of Druid, and I love the class of Priestess. I used to play a Shadow Priest, but there's one spell that scares me so much. Imagine how it would literally feel to be hit in the face by Mind Flay. You realize that Mind Flay, in a way, is induced senile dementia. I've seen a lot of people suffer from senile dementia. And so, for me, is trying to use it as a weapon against a player or against an NPC kind of makes me sick to my stomach. And I said, no more Shadow Priest. No, I can't do this. Because deep down, I really want to see people feel good and feel healed and not hurt them. But then I realized holy priests don't really have much ability to do much good. I mean, they can only do good. They can't do harm. But for me, it's like, well, what about a discipline priest? You still got the ability to do good, but you also got the ability, as needed, to do harm to your assailant. And so I played discipline priest. When I was a shadow priest, I was lethal, but as a discipline priest is kind of like half the power, but it got cleaner conscience, playing as a discipline priest. But the one character that I found out even more that I love is Druid, which kind of ties in with the way I feel about nature too in real life. I am very attuned to the earth and the earth energies. And I can feel things. I can feel I get the earth hum. I hear the earth hum.
Do you feel really connected with animals?
Yeah. Animals, plants. I can't raise plants because I keep killing them, but it doesn't mean I don't like plants. I certainly feel very close to my pets. My cat Rusty and I are a very close bond. You know, I see my cat as a non-human roommate, not as a pet.
You can fin off of them, huh?
Because I understand that he needs my help for certain things that he can't do. And I understand that there are certain things, because my hearing loss, my issues with my hips, I can't do. So, like I said, I see him almost as a roommate and a friend. The Christmas quests take too long. Yeah. Okay. I still haven't figured out. Silver Pine Forest has alliance quests. I don't know either. That's a great question. Silver Pine Forest, as I understand, is a horde territory. But let's get back to the main topic here. Let's not get too far off on the tangent. So the thing is one of the things that's real. Go ahead.
Have you ever gone on an investigation, or have you? No, I was going to ask you. Have you ever gone on an investigation? Oh.
I have to go for an investigation? You mean like a paranormal investigation?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd probably do it.
Like a place you'd like to go?
That'd be interesting. But how would I get to one?
Do you know of any places that you want to go to, or now? Okay.
I'm also a history buff.
I would love to go to the castles. You're what?
I'm also a history buff as well. I love looking at historical documents and places and things and constructions.
Okay.
My family is all woodworkers, so obviously woodworking is something that's in my family, and different construction techniques and stuff does interest me.
Well, damn, Michelle, I wish I lived closer. I would definitely take you on an investigation somewhere. Maybe we can make that happen or something.
Perhaps.
Because like I said, I do travel.
Well, I'm sure if you ever want to come to Connecticut, I'm sure there might be some places up here in this side of the country that might be interesting to you. Maybe even my own building might be interesting to you. Built in 1911. This building here, apparently, this building only had two owners. The man that my landlord bought this building from.
You can feel from when you're driving by buildings, can't you?
What's that now about driving by buildings? The spirits? Sometimes if there's a
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not that big of a thing, but I sometimes do pick up the energies generally of the building. It's sometimes the building itself, the energies I can feel, the structure, the way it's designed. If that makes any sense.
Okay, so Tiger Kitty says, what do you need to go on a ghost hunt?
We can go on a ghost hunt. But there's one question I have is
the camcorder.
It definitely helps, but also the fact is that you need to make sure that your mental barriers are strong, especially if it's a series of ghosts that have been seriously hurt. I mean, first of all, people that tend to stay behind are either there for one of two reasons. One, they feel they must protect the place that they're in. Okay? So they're not actually, there to do harm, as they feel like they're, for lack of a thing, a security guard. But then you have the other people who feel they can't go through the tunnel to the other side because they don't consider themselves worthy. And that group can be really heartbreaking because Some of them may be really, really malevolent, evil, dark, or they might be just feel that they're not good enough. The first one would very much be unwelcome, but the second one probably made me break down in tears to realize that a person felt that they were not good enough to receive or enter into the other side. And like Rebecca Marina Messenger said, and I know she does like the market stuff too, so I'll try to keep the marketing out of it. She says that the most important thing, and so does Sylvia Brown, is we need to let them know, especially the second of the two groups, that Mother and Father God loves you unconditionally, and that you should not feel that you need this, that you cannot go home to the other side. Because everybody's welcome home to the other side. And that's the truth. Now, it is true that there are some people that are so diabolically malevolent that they think that like going home to the other side, they're going to go through the equivalent of the left door and suffer a major backlash for their actions. But even some of them can still be redeemed if they would just repent, just as the Catholic Church teaches us. Repent. It's just like Satan. They won't. They won't repent. Because,
right,
for a variety of reasons.
Michelle.
Go ahead.
Who's the best, Michelle? Who's the best?
Me.
How jealous are you right now, Michelle? Check this out. Look at this.
I never understood why they would have buildings like those little spikes. There's the church there, but there's look at those. Look at so many ironwork that they have in the building there. Those little Little Italy. Of course, that's a big Catholic.
Michelle, who's the best? Who's the best, Michelle?
Yeah. So Red said that's what happens when Michelle gives out wrenches to people. Well, excuse me, that's why we're not giving out too many wrenches right now lately. Who knows how many good people, loyal viewers have been blocked. Guys, I check all the lists. I will go through and check them
Michelle,
again.
did you tell PDX that you share a body with Lumi?
Yeah, I did. And I also sent her a link to the documentary as well.
Yep.
They don't know PDX picks
Hey, Michelle, I can give you an idea. So, in my chat, in JMax chat, we mod everybody, but we only make a few the moderating mods where they can mod.
Right, we only have 2 super mods in our channel, Krista and Tiger Kitty.
Nobody can get, blocked or anything like that.
What I will do is, guys, is...
Yeah, because they're saying...
Oh, there is one feature YouTube... I think you will agree with me on this, PDX. Why doesn't YouTube have the ability to sort the lists of moderators, hidden users, and super moderators? Why can't you sort that list? To find or add an option to search by name. Because as the list gets longer and longer and longer, it takes more and more time to go through it to find people that are blocked.
Right. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for that. No, not okay. So this is what I'm saying. That way, I have a lot of trolls that come in my chat, and these trolls will pretend to be other people, be my friends. So if I mod everyone, these trolls come in, they're not going to pretend to be you, Red, because you're already modded. They're going to come in under a gray name as Red, you know? And so I'm like, oh, okay, that's a troll. Boot him out there. Now,
well, the other thing is, too,
messaging.
It says YouTube removed the verification badge. You can't even tell
anybody who comes in
if the person was even verified by YouTube. Okay, so you can get impersonators that claim to be me, for example, and they're not me. But because YouTube does know I'm verified,
I know you. I would like you.
Yeah, if you go to my channel link, you would find out this is my channel. But a lot of times, not everybody does that much work. But what I'm saying is, when YouTube took away the verification badge, that was a major mistake on YouTube. Another thing YouTube did was it did not have a way to prevent Nick collides. That is, oh, I'm sorry, there only is one MicheleMarieDalene. You can't be another MicheleMarieDalene. Oh, but on the other hand, if you send me verification with your tax ID, bank information, driver's license, like I would for anybody anyway, and they see you are legitimately another MicheleMarieDalene, and that is your legal name, then we will let you go on as MicheleMarieDalene. But you have to change your name enough to keep it different from the other MicheleMarieDalene. But YouTube doesn't do that.
Thank you.
No, and I agree with you. And you, who was it that I don't know Michelle's mods? Just like a lot of you don't know, not mods. I'm sorry, I don't know Michelle's trolls, and a lot of you don't know my trolls. We all have trolls that come after us.
Absolutely, we all have trolls.
Different. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, what kind of intention? It's still horrible. You know, it brings everybody down in our chats and stuff. So I just try to protect my friends from these trolls, or even new friends that are coming in from these trolls. I always verify, you know, like Tiger Kitty would come in. I know.
Well, let me take a quick look at the. Let me go take a quick look at the YouTube side of the management here for a second. I'm just curious.
Fine.
All right, just give me a second. I'm still listening to you. I'm just gonna take a quick look at the on the other screen here.
No, I believe it.
Okay, so community tab. Where is it? Right there. Let's see. Scroll down to hidden people. Trojan Ska. I know Blinky's real. Lots of fake Tiger Kitties.
Odds have to show their driver's license for Red.
I was trying to quickly weed out some of these people I recognize that are bad and the ones that are good. I don't know everybody, so I'm just gonna unblock some ones that look like they're new people that only showed up like once or twice. Lots of repeats of people I know. Let's see.
No, and
Ricky.
Bianca says every mods to be your overlooking mods, right? Your managing mods.
Crypto Pirates. AI Nop. I don't know who that is, but they've been blocked for a long time. Don Hub. Oh, I'll unblock them. That sounds interesting. Yam Ranch can stay in his purgatory for the rest of his life. Oh, Randall McCoy, he's a legitimate person. I do know that.
Yeah, thank you, Bianca. Knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm almost done. This is just taking so long. Ruben, whatever, he's legitimate. I know him. Let's see. Jimmy Victorious, Brian K. Yeah, Ranch Records again. Flat Nukes. I don't remember Flat Nukes, the mouse. He's a creep, but I'll unblock him anyway. Only Penguin, Duckling, Gotham Gamos, there he is. Okay. Roll on, MGMT, Benjamin Bronx, Sneaky Peek, Sage Gentle, Kurt. Okay, that's fine. That should be enough to start with. I try to unblock trolls as I can. When I think that they're not trolls or if they're legitimate people that got ended up steamrolled into the system, I'll clear out the names.
Right. You know, and some people get blocked accidentally, especially if if the mod is on a cell phone and you go to hit somebody's name, but the name moved because somebody typed, you end up blocking another person accidentally.
Yeah, that happens too.
That happens too.
Sometimes by accident. A lot of times that happens. I've done it.
Yeah.
I try to be careful not to do it, but it just happens. Well, no one's to be blocked unless they're doxing. Well, I agree. Or unless they're acting like a really, really bad asshat. And then they probably so Krista Wool says, hi, gentrified. Gidgy said I meant she probably has 50 mods. Which is another thing that a bigger channel probably has run into with a lot of mods is, unlike Discord, there is no way for us to look to see what the mods are doing. There's no log. How do you know people are not being blocked when you're not live? You don't know. So how are you supposed to tell?
You know, let's say Michelle comes in my chat and my trolls start attacking her. You know, I'm going to block anybody who's going to attack Michelle in my chat. So my chat needs to be a safe place for anybody to be able to come into and talk. You know, but if we got these people coming in and bullying trolls, bullying Michelle or Michelle troll coming in the same thing, you know, I'm going to block them. It doesn't matter if it's dogs or not.
Let Gotham Combos know he is unblocked now, by the way. We tried knocking down the 5 mods, and that started a whole nother wrench gate all over again. So, I mean, I could take wrenches away fast, but then which ones do we keep? It's obviously Tiger Kitty, me, Gidgy.
Can I get 5 today?
Modding does not prove friendship. No, it doesn't. Wait, okay. In case you want to come up on the show.
I don't.
Hi, Mojo. How you doing?
Friends, people, the lip.
Needles is enjoying some lunch. Okay, case you want to come up on panel. 1 minute. And no, I'm not trying to interrupt anybody, guys. There's a latency. There's a lag. Okay.
I was gonna say she's not interrupting me. There is a lag, and it's a crazy lag.
Hello, Gitchy. How you doing?
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning. Tiger's not here. Bummer. Hey, PDX. It's nice to meet you. Very interesting channel. Why am I echoing? I can't do this. She had these problems the last time I was up here, and it fucking kills me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, your channel's amazing. I love you. Oh, you know what? Let me try and come back up. This is bad. I can't do this.
Yeah, Michelle, you gotta fix this.
Fix
you gotta
what?
fix this, Michelle.
Fix what?
The audio.
How am I supposed
Michelle,
to fix it?
I complained. I said to you the exact same things Tiger Kitty said today. I said to you 2 days ago. It's the exact same thing. I'm
All
echoing.
right, hold on a minute. Let me try
lagging.
changing settings here, okay? Hold on
Or
a minute.
every time.
Hold on a minute. Let me try.
I'm sorry, PDX. It's not normally like this. She'll fix it, but you just have to tell her her disabilities. Sometimes she lets them take over and forgets that she has to trust people.
All right, is that
when
better?
we say there's a problem, it is much better.
Okay, that's using the.
I'm not echoing.
She doesn't hear it.
Randall, it's nice to see you
That's
back.
using the
I'm
one that
sorry
usually
that you
creates the
were
echo
never
chamber
blocked.
microphone. Okay, you switched it over to the
Perfect.
echo chamber
Thank you.
microphone. So
Now, the most important thing, Michelle, can you still hear everything as clearly?
yes,
If you can't, okay. Why are we time? Okay, I'm not going to ask. It was someone that I trust. Randall, I don't know. I wish I would have seen it. I would have never allowed you to have been blocked. You are a dear friend of mine, and you are a good guy. You may troll a little bit, hence me being so serious about this. So what? I don't care if people tell me, you annoying, old, nasty, fat, ugly, hairy, two-balled, three-tit bitch. I don't care, Michelle, and neither does anyone else. If you don't have thick skin, this is not the place for you. If you're banning people just for typing ugly things to you, you're losing a viewer. What if you lost Randall? Randall's a good guy, and he brings people also. You get on Randall's good side, he comes up, he performs. He's a great fucking guy. You've got too many mods, and I'm going to throw this out there, and I know Tiger tried it before, but hear me out, Tiger, before you start typing. I know you weren't, Randall. This channel has way too many mods. What if...
You know what?
And I'm putting myself out there because y'all know. Just hear me out. Hear me out with this. Well, you tell me because you're at lunch. So tell me because you got to go back to work. Say what you're going to say, and then I'll say what I'm saying.
So here's what's going to happen. All right. People get fucking so bitchy about that, you know?
Noodles, am I a mod in your chat?
I don't even know. I'm going to be honest.
Nope.
So when I do the,
I don't care. I don't fucking care, but I've watched people harass both you and Michelle. Oh my God, where's my wrench? Oh my God, give me my wrench back. Oh my God, my life depends on this little blue wrench next to my name. I'm not an important person if I don't have it. Please give me a wrench. It's disgusting. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't need wrenches. And here's the other thing. When you have a wrench, you have to approve all these stupid fucking messages from all these morons. So trust me, it's no field day having a wrench. Sorry, I'm off my high horse. Go ahead, Noodles.
Right, but so this is another thing that happens, right? Then someone doesn't have a wrench, and they say, "I'm blocked on your channel."
Okay.
Like, so then you got to go in. You don't know if they're fucking with you. You don't know if they're lying.
And that's
you got
why
to go into YouTube studio.
Right.
You know, it's like
it's a pain. It's a pain. It's a pain. It's part of your job as a streamer. Yes, I get it. What I would do instead of what Michelle and I've watched Corey do is if someone says, "Hey, I'm a fan, but I'm blocked. I can't type in your chat," I would say, "Oh, okay, no problem. I'll check that after stream." I'd write their name down on a piece of paper, and I would make it a priority as soon as the stream is done. But when I'm streaming, don't call me. Don't expect me to go off screen for something you need. I've watched you have to do it, Noodles. I've watched Michelle have to do it. It's ridiculous. It's just, it's silly. It's really silly.
Here's the problem, though. When you find out why they were blocked, it's like, come on. And then there's that.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't like someone, then it's like, okay, well, now I have to. I like the other mods so much that I give them a wrench. They can't coexist. I like this person being in the fucking.
Take my wrench. Hey, start with me. Take my wrench, please. Take my wrench.
You really serious?
Fucking wrench. The problem is, I'm fucking here every day. I may not talk or type every day, but you take my wrench, then she's fucked because Tiger Kitty and I communicate. I know if Tiger Kitty's not going to be here, even if I'm busy, I make sure I'm here. So the problem is all these fucking people she has that don't feel like they're her friends or that they don't like her because they don't show up. I see Dabs here. I see JoJo here. I see Red. I see the same people here every fucking day. Okay? If I didn't see Krista here every day, I would use her as an example. Krista is your IRL friend, right?
Right. She's why does she
need a wrench? Why?
She's got the super wrench. Krista has the super wrench. And so does Tiger Kitty.
But why? Why would Krista have a super wrench? I'm just curious.
I'll give you a good reason why. Because there's a lot of clone accounts.
And I was going to say that. I was going to counter with that because I know Krista personally. No, I was going to say that, but I wanted to hear what Michelle said. Because they are real life friends. So I want to know, Michelle, why does Krista have a wrench?
Because she can see things that I may have missed. That's the reason why. And also,
am I yelling?
She's also a channel manager, just like Terry Kitty is. So that if I'm ever incapacitated, they can still keep the channel going.
Right, but I think there should only be one channel manager. But that's just me. But no, Krista, I have seen have clone accounts, so I absolutely think she does need a wrench. But Krista is not able to be here for your entire show every single day, right? So if I was going through my list of people, and again, I used Krista because Krista understands I'm just using her as an example. I 100% think Krista should have a wrench. But if I did not know there were clones of Krista, I would then go through a list and say, oh, I love Krista. She's my dear friend, but she understands. She doesn't need a wrench. Oh, Dabs is here all the time, so I know he's going to be there. Mojo, she's here all the time. Bianca, yeah, she comes in every other day. Maybe she doesn't need a wrench. But again, Bianca has too many fucking trolls to demod her.
She's watching me like a hawk. She's watching me like a hawk.
Who?
Bianca. She wants to make sure I don't talk to any other girls.
Oh, you're so full of shit. Bianca could give two shits less. Anyway, you can pull that shit on your channel. I'll go along with you, but not here. Not in front of someone new, too. We like PDX. Don't fucking act that. Noodles is a great guy, and that's his fiance, Bianca Dupree. She also goes by Susan.
All right, guys. Look, you're in the women's group as well. I'll give you a list of all the regular mods. I'll sort it. And I'll make sure to run through the dupe filter so you can tell me which names to axe and which ones to keep, okay?
I would leave it up.
How about this?
I would leave it up
to
Kitty and Red. Go ahead.
How about some stipulations too?
Yeah.
So if you do have a wrench, right, your responsibility is to make sure that there's no clone accounts. You got to make sure blah, blah, blah. And if you don't do your job, take away the wrench, Michelle. Give it the wrench to someone else.
You can commit to 4 days.
Let me ask a related question. Excuse me. My turn. Why doesn't YouTube help us content creators? I don't even do my channel much anymore because I'm on Michelle's most of the time. But why isn't YouTube making it easier for us by preventing nick collisions in the first place? If two people kind of come out with the same name, the same emoji, same whatever, to look like they're duplicating and trolling each other, why isn't YouTube going, I'm sorry, that name's already in use, come up with something different? YouTube is allowing this to happen. On top of that, people have been verified, they have their information because of content creators, they should have a check mark, like Michelle has said over and over again. YouTube won't give them a check mark.
It's more work for them, Michelle. They're making you work for free.
YouTube won't give you a check mark unless you've hit 100,000 followers and then 1 million.
And even then, they won't give you a check mark necessarily either.
Michelle, I've showed you my friend. I've linked him to you several times. He's got several million followers on YouTube. Several million. He gets over 100,000 every show he does, and he still to this day doesn't get that one-on-one YouTube thing. He talks trash about YouTube, not on YouTube, but in Discord he does talk trash about YouTube because he thinks it's horrible that you can have this many subscribers and not be able to get an answer from them within 48 hours. You know, he thinks that's
right.
So you're not alone. It's the small channels and the big channels.
Right. Jeremy from the Quartering has said something similar, that YouTube itself, and he's a big channel, is not helping the problem by giving the proper respect to content creators that bring people in. After all, they're not even blocking the Elon Musk scamming messages. YouTube doesn't seem to find a violation of the terms of service. One time they said, oh yeah, yes, but we're still going to allow it to happen. Why? Because it brings people into our network. YouTube, make up your mind. Do you want your channels to be legitimately respected and be good content? Or are you going to let these scammers take over channels and destroy them just because you want more eyeballs watching them?
And Aries, do you feel, and it's so sweet, I am a huge lurker, so respect to you for coming out and saying something, but do you feel like you're not part of the group if you don't have a blue wrench when you come in and just see a sea of blue wrenches? Or actually, I won't put you on the spot since you were nice enough to say that you're a watcher. I'll ask our new friend, is it PDX? I want to make sure I get that right.
PDX, it's me. Yes.
Okay, perfect. I got it. Yes, I'm old, but my memory's not totally gone. But was this your first time coming in, by the way? To Michelle's
here?
show? Uh-huh.
No,
mm-hmm.
I
okay. Okay, you're a lurker. So God love all of us lurkers. I'm glad to hear that because I'm a huge lurker. And it's not even about being shy. It's I do stuff. Yep. And listen, I do stuff. Like, I guarantee you I will get lost in a sea of your VODs. And unfortunately, yours I probably will want to watch because there'll be cool shit. But I guarantee you there'll be times, and this is no offense to creators at all, but there'll be times I can get up and do things around the house and listen. And those to me are some of the best creators. Like when Dave or Noodles up here, when he does a stream, I can go clean my house. I can do all kinds of stuff and listen because he describes what he's, doing and showing. And I think that's super important. Michelle, I'm not trying to start World War II with the mod thing. I have no problem not being a mod, but I know that Tiger, JoJo, and I, the three of us, I know for a fact, are here pretty much every day, even if we don't type. And Dabs, I know you're here. I know Jim is here. I know, Red. I know a lot of people. And that's the problem having this discussion here, because all of these people are regulars. But it's the new people or the people that are lurkers. We love you all out there.
Thank you.
That want to feel welcome when they come in. I don't know.
Like this
you're a streamer. What's your feeling on it?
All right, hold on a minute.
Go ahead.
I'd like this wrench thing to go away, personally. I'm going to tell you why. YouTube.
I agree.
First of all, for the people that review these videos after they're over, because we know YouTube does, because they always get the yellow dollar sign for some reason. They always get the yellow dollar sign. So they always have to be manually reviewed. Whoever's reviewing this, get this out on your pad of paper and write this note down. When is YouTube going to help protect us by, one, preventing nicks or usernames being used by other people indiscriminately? Second of all, when are you going to finally return the validity of a checkmark? You already know that I'm verified. You already know I'm verified. You got my username, you got my, because I'm content monetized. You have my bank account. You have my address on file. Why don't you give us a goddamn checkmark? So at least that you know that if I go on to, say, Noodles channel, they can see that it's the real MicheleMarieDalene because YouTube has my information on file. They need to fix it.
You can still get the checkmark. You can still get it. I've seen people
100,000 people.
Exactly. It makes it special. Why? Fuck
but
yeah,
it should not be that way.
Fuck
I'm
that.
Susie. It shouldn't be that way. Here's why.
Good.
It means you're verified.
Twitter, everybody can buy their check mark.
If you want to give golden check marks for people 100,000, that's absolutely fine. But they should have, for any channel that has gone through, gets tax ID information on YouTube, they should get a verified check mark because YouTube has your information. They know that you're legitimate. And also, the newbies that just show up that have not even been verified at all, have not even done the verification email, they should not even be able to open up their single channel to start streaming, even if it's for less than 15 minutes. They allow that to happen, and then they allow them to duplicate and clone your account and say, oh, I'm MicheleMarieDalene. How many fake MicheleMarieDalenes are on my block list? Tons. Why? Because YouTube allows them to duplicate your name over and over again.
Do you know how many millions of people are on YouTube? Do you know how hard it would be for them to? I mean, that wouldn't be very fair for new
anybody
users,
who has to send you their tax ID and their driver's license and stuff. there should be no problem if there's a Nikolai. They should be able to say, okay, wait a minute, you verified you are also MicheleMarieDalene and that you live in some other town somewhere in the USA or other country.
That's asking a little bit. That's a little unrealistic. Even you can agree with that, right? I mean,
right now, YouTube is going to do something better than they are because they're clearly fucking up their own platform. I gotta let the cat out. I'll be right back. I gotta let Misty out.
Their stocks are way up, Michelle. They're making a lot of money.
I'm right back. I gotta let Misty out.
So,
come on, let's go.
Okay, so they're DLive actually.
I'm sorry.
You can't mimic the same name on DLive. So your name, Michelle Marie, is yours. That's it. But see, if
that's
other people really wanted to troll you, they would spell your name Michelle probably MICHE, the number 1 E.
Right.
Where when it's in a tiny chat, it's going to look like Michelle, and that's how people will bypass it, especially on those other platforms.
Right.
They're going to put a 0 instead of an O.
But
there's so many different ways that they can do that.
Right, exactly. And that's proof right there. But I also want to prove the point that you use DLive, a platform that unfortunately never even got to take off, right? I know there's still people over there. I'm not saying there aren't, but it's nothing compared to YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, right? But therefore, that's my point. They don't allow duplicate names. I mean, trolls live on the internet. YouTube is not going to go out of their way to struggle to make trolls' life harder. Trolls watch ads. Trolls don't spend money. They know they're going to, we've had this. Exactly, Dads. I agree. I forget, though, and I know not to get her excited and talk about it and let her get it out. But, yeah, it's tough for her. And I know it is, and I know she expects it to be just how it's written or someone says, and so many times it's not like that. And I feel so bad because it's like you can't explain it. So, Michelle, I have a question for you. What do you think? And you know I'm broke, so this rules me out. Maybe I could suck up to Tiger Kitty. But you could take away mods. Go through the list, keep your regulars, right? But take away ones that aren't here very often. Like I'm going to say less than, once a month. Take those mods away.
Let me just say one thing. Every year this keeps coming up. And it is so cyclic. It keeps coming up every year. For 1 year, start with, I'd like to start bringing up the goddamn Wrenchgate over and over again. I am tired of dealing with it. We've tried different ways.
I know you are. I feel bad that people are getting blocked for no reason. You've got people in here. What if you took away
if I know who's blocking them, I will deal with that person. That person will be removed from being able to block people. So that's what I'm saying.
You don't know who it is. There's no way to find out who it is.
Because YouTube doesn't have any kind of authorization log.
I know, sweetheart. I know.
Discord. If somebody blocks, say, John Doe on Discord, I can go back and look in the auth log and see who blocked John Doe. I can't do that. YouTube doesn't give me that kind of a log. They need to give us that. These are tools that they have access to. They could have made available for creators. They never gave us these tools. So unless somebody contacts me and says by email or through some other means, I'm Michelle, I'm John Doe, I've been blocked by my so-and-so on this date or whatever. I don't know who they are. So giving wrenches to everybody is stupid anyway. First of all, the only reason I originally gave some of these people wrenches was because they're afraid of getting blocked by other wrenches. That was the real problem. That's where it started from. And then on top of that, there are also people that wanted to post links. They have to be mods to post links. It used to be that a channel could individually say, John Doe could post a link, mod or not. Now they can't. Now I have to make John Doe a mod just to post a link.
Michelle, they can do whatever they want, Michelle. This is the point. They can do whatever they want. They're making money off of people trolling. They're making money off of you working for free, of putting reports, breaking channels. creating new channels, Michelle. That's what they make money off of. They're not making money off of making your life easier. You know, that's just it, Michelle. I don't know. You either play.
If you ever notice the difference between YouTube and Kick, is that we have a very tight system in Kick. We don't have it here because it's just
Michelle. Can we talk about Krista's comment? You guys know she did talk to Tex. Please don't take that any other way. I just saw her calling everybody black, and I just she didn't mean it that way. Just read. It's talk to text. But I do agree with her. Unblock everyone except Yam Ranch. Don't and the Tiger Kitties. Dear God, don't unblock those fuckers again. But unblock a lot of people. Unblock a lot of people, girl. Because look at Randall. All of a sudden, he was watching, even though he was blocked and couldn't type. That motherfucker was still here watching. I wonder how many other of you are out there watching.
All right, I will unblock everybody but the Yam Ranch and the fake Tiger Kitties and the fake Cleaver Kristas and the
perfect.
Okay.
The fake people. Yeah, don't unblock any fake people, right? If you see a JoJo, of course, don't unblock them. You know that's not the real JoJo. You see a Gidgy, you see a Bianca, Noodles, whatever. You know those, but yeah, unblock all the names you don't know. Fuck it, unblock them. Who knows who they are? They could be alts of fun people.
Right. And in case of a fake Noodles or a fake Gidgy, the real Gidgy is going to find you and block you.
Exactly.
So even if I did unblock you, you could still basically find yourself in a heap of trouble. Especially
Michelle, hold these branches to a high standard, Michelle. I'm telling you.
Agree, Noodles.
This is it. I mean, I don't really block anyone over there, to be honest with you. But like, if someone comes in there with a fake Noodles account, doesn't block it, all right, then you got a problem with that mod. Get rid of that mod.
Frank will never have a wrench ever again. Don't ever even mention that guy Creep's name. If he ever comes on him, we'll unblock him, but if he starts talking about bullshit, I want to quickly send him on his merry way.
Why? Why not just let him talk? All he does is talk, Michelle. Frank is harmless. He just talks. If he bothers you personally, block him. Then you don't see his comments. Frank's a great chatter. I know you don't like him for whatever reason. I really think you two had some kind of love-hate relationship going on. Tiger, help me out here. Or JoJo, or Noodles. Come on, seriously, Noodles. Am I wrong? Am I way off base? They had a little spark, right?
Yeah.
I totally disconnect. No. I see, even Michelle agrees. Or was that Lumi?
I feel bad for PDX. You have to step into this maelstrom of energy.
Trust me, no.
She's having a blast.
You haven't been.
She wouldn't be here.
Chats.
Well, we will all come to your chat.
Let's. Calm.
I love that. Well, I can't wait. We can't wait to come to your chats. I have linked her channel. Let me scroll up the last time she typed,
it's okay.
so I can link your channel again. Can someone link her channel that has it pulled up? Damn it.
And I do have
my history.
Another channel. It's the youtube.com.
Yeah.
Or
you can post the link for your channels and your email to me, and I will get back to you when I give you back the link to the Discord.
22.
That's her YouTube channel, Michelle, and she unfortunately broke up.
Ranting.
But I'm going to look and see if she's got her other channel listed. I don't see it.
I'll get you that channel.
Twitter,
link to is
PDA Live.
I don't have my cell phone with me, so I'll have to click on it later on. The thing is,
PDX, if you put your other channel, because you were breaking up, if you put your other channel for us in the back chat, I will also share it with the viewers.
Okay, I'll /
I'll look in the side chat.
Hang on, she's breaking up, Michelle. Hang on.
The fine when you're just searching for PDX 22.
22. Okay, y'all.
PDX 22. Okay, I'll find it.
Now, the other channel is the one that I already linked.
Oh, okay, that's one you sent me. Okay. You just sent me a link. You didn't say what it was for.
Sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry. And then her other channel, we're going to get her to type it out.
One's a paranormal and the other one's adventure.
And I'm also I'm going to send her the Discord link later on. So just like the Rose Rick, she's a real person, guys. I've talked to Rose Rick; she's real also. So if you guys wonder Rose Rick was a real person, she is. She emailed me. I talked to her.
Yeah, she makes overlays and stuff, right? She's a clipper.
She makes overlays stuff, yeah.
I saw her trying to sell stuff to you. Yes, I watched. I was lurking the whole time, Michelle. She's trying to sell you stuff. I promise.
That's fine. Everybody else is trying to sell me stuff. The problem is I can't always afford to buy it. So,
thank you. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mine's not a clickable link. I had to put spaces because I'm not a mod.
No. I'll fix it.
Thank you.
May as well make her a mod, Michelle.
You want me to make her a mod?
Why not?
Well,
yeah, because I want her other channel.
No, it's
why you think she's gonna end up getting spammed to death?
Person.
No, it's okay.
She's got 2 big channels. She's fine.
All right. So she's a mod.
If nothing else, at least all the mods are trustworthy that are here. No. You're a sweet lady. You really are, and you've put up with all this, and you have great channels. And you and Michelle, I'm gonna jump down and let you 2 talk some more, because I'll be honest, that stuff is very interesting to a lot of us.
Well, we'll try.
And I get major energy off of plants. By the way, I know y'all were talking about pets, and I also do my pets, but I do get energy from plants. I know that's weird, and y'all have never heard me talk like that. Shut the fuck up. Don't judge me.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, girl, I get energy from plants. I swear to God. As God is my witness, I can feel energy from plants. Okay.
Well, I get energy from the earth. It's funny because
I love you, Michelle.
Oh, in a way, I'm an earth spirit.
And see, that's the thing why I do like talking about this. Because a lot of people are afraid of what others are going to do.
It's just like I said, as far as the discussions we've had, me and my mods have had these discussions for years, and it's just gets so old so quick. So let's get back to some of the spiritual energies, because I do want to cover them. Let me get some back information if I can. What is your astrological sign anyway?
My what?
What's your sun sign? That's the most commonly known one. What's your sign? What's your astrological?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay. Well, theoretically speaking, I'm an Aquarius Virgo, so I'm Aquarius. It's Lumi's Aquarius. But like Sagittariuses are known to love to travel and go about things and explore.
When's your birthday?
Well, my birthday is February 13th, 1968, but I'm trans zodiac, so I'm also a Virgo. So therefore, you got the Aquarius Virgo mixed part. It's complicated. If you pull up the spiritual realm and ask your spirit guides, you probably could verify what I'm telling you. Or maybe they won't, depending on how the spirit guides feel about me. I know most spirit guides try very hard to be impartial, but sometimes
Michelle, let me.
Go ahead.
Well, my spirit guides like you. That's why I come to your chat. That's why I watch you. I may not always say anything, and I like to lurk, and that's a better way of getting to know people. But I was going to ask anybody in chat, did you know that Michelle talks to her spirit guides? Or is this something new to a lot of you?
I think many knew that.
I'm just curious what they're thinking. I think if you've talked about it before, I think your closest friend.
Yeah, I've told Krista about him. I've certainly talked to her about that. I think
I'm older than Michelle.
How old are you? I mean, this is like my 34th life right now. This is my 33rd. Yeah. Tell her about the week next week, the convocation. I did at the beginning of the show. I discussed that we're probably going to have a very simple convocation this year because of we wanted to do it outside, but setting up at the park might be a lot more problematic than it's worth for the amount of time that typical convocation is. So we'll probably just do it in the studio this year, like we've done a couple times in the past. That's when we basically start the season of Yule until the start of every year.
They're about the same age.
Okay.
So if I'm going to ask, and I want everybody in chat to be honest. Some of you don't believe in, what we're talking about, the spirit realm and stuff like that. I know people in other chat think because we talk to the spirits, they think we're cuckoo. Is that what you guys think Michelle was, or is that she's talking to something that's not there? Because I believe Michelle, and I don't even hardly know her, but I believe her, what she says.
I can tell you for a fact, originally it's Michelle's spirit guide until we got married on May 1st, 2011. That I have always seen Michelle has always been a straight shooter. When she says something, she's never ever minced words and tried to, candy coat it. If Michelle says something is sad, she means it. It's sad. It's 100% because that's what she truly believes in.
Yeah, fuck that. No, not at all, Felix. I believe her and everything she says. Some sounds crazy. Like a wacko, yes. And it does. But you know what? Who's really the wacko? The one who's saying that or the one who doesn't believe? Because sorry, and I believe her.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way, guys. One way the convocation was important to do it separately from the main show in one sense because it is technically a separate event. As I pointed out last year, it wasn't necessarily that I forgot. It was just that we had to go back inside to turn the computer on to get ready for the actual normal after show. A convocation is technically a separate event from the main live stream, so it's probably going to end up being the same way again. And if I start the stream out with the convocation to begin with, it's always going to end up being technically a separate thing. So we can just leave the live stream running consistently through one to the other. So let's get back to PDX's questions here.
Okay.
Gidgy said, I'm so glad that Leo is working,
Red was
but I miss
saying
her.
this world is dark souls on bigger scale. Do you believe when Michelle talks, she talks as in darkness? I don't think so. I think she has a lot of positivity out there, and she can bring a lot to the plate.
There's a lot of positive energy out there, but there's also a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of negative feelings too in the world. I think the negative is sometimes a little more noticeable than the positive energy. There is right now, given the extremes of what's going on in the world politically, geopolitical world, division is extreme. And even in the United States, there's definitely a lot of dichotomy. Just the emotional level. People are excited about holidays, but in a sense, there's a group of people that are saying is, how can I make my holidays as wonderful as they were for me as a child? and I don't have the kind of money that my parents had to buy Christmas presents and things like that. Because some people think only on the earthly level of what Christmas is. They don't really understand that Christmas is also the birth, and we celebrate the birth of the baby Jesus, the King, the future King, the Messiah. Originally, he came to this earth as a messenger. That's what Messiah means. But unfortunately, it's a message that the dark entities don't want to be told, and they've done everything they could to make his message less pronounced. You know, like some people said, looking at the angel on the tree there, you can see that the little angel on the tree, some people say it looks like me. It's kind of interesting. I didn't really think about that when I first bought the angel.
Okay, why was red hidden? Because I'm not a gamer. I don't find that offensive. But somebody hid red orangutan.
Red's not hidden.
He
was.
It says YouTube. Oh, YouTube was hidden. Never mind. I saw it the wrong way. Never mind.
Oh,
My
YouTube was hidden.
Like, I don't take offensive because I'm not a gamer.
Red, why don't you?
I didn't see why. Never mind. My bad.
Let's not start hiding people indiscriminately. I mean, I know that this is the reason why I get so frustrated sometimes. What was the message? The message was YouTube shows an emoji I don't recognize that emoji. That doesn't make any reason to hide them, though. I need to learn some of this emoji language. I don't know all these emojis.
I don't. If a person, I'd rather people tell me straight up how it is. Do not sugarcoat anything around me. And let's say, we're really good friends. We became close. I'd rather have my best friend tell me the truth straight up, make me cry. I'm going to go off kicking my feet, crying. But then I come right back to them and be like, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have people do that to me. That just
What do you feel? What do you
don't
feel?
sugarcoat things, and that a lot of people are afraid of the truth, and I'm not.
What do you feel about what's going on right now, energy-wise, with the world right now? How do you think?
Energy.
Do you sense like there's?
It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. That's what I was gonna say. Is there any way we can turn those thrones upside down and make the energy of the world seem a little bit better?
It does. It really sucks. My own opinion, on a personal level, no. Nope. Because you just got too many negative people out there that, stick with the other negative people. And there's a lot more negativity than positivity in the world. I mean, I could try all day. People are wrong, but nobody's going to listen to me. People are going to think I'm a kook.
Let me ask.
Because that's what they do, What does this know?
What I wonder is why would someone rather be more negative than positive energy? I mean,
looking inside. I'll be on the outside looking inside on people who are negative. Sometimes they just don't know how to be positive. Just like that saying, how company loves misery. Misery loves company. And, some people just don't know how to be positive or look at positive things. I mean, there's people out there, you'd be like, oh, it's such a beautiful blue sky person, but you definitely see a beautiful blue sky. It's that type of people that brings a lot of people down. It's been how society has treated them.
Yeah. For those of you wondering why I'm trying to give lots of time delays, because there seems to be some bit of a latency. It's not too bad, but it is noticeable.
Right.
So I will try not to accidentally step over you. So maybe we should use this phrase like
okay.
Roger or I'm done. I think Roger works fine. So that's all I got to suggest, Roger.
Sorry, my phone. Damn people. Roger.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, with the delay, and the fact is we don't know how the communications are going, but it might be just a delay, so I'll try to not to interrupt you. Roger?
I have disabilities where sometimes I forget what I'm going to say at that time, or and that has to do with my fibromyalgia. So sometimes I have to jump in and interrupt you because I do that a lot to people. I don't mean to be rude and interrupt, but that's what happens. Roger.
Yeah, I have Asperger's. Sometimes my mind is always coming up with a million ideas, and sometimes I just have to just drop the hot thing right there on the spot, or like it gets lost, which is frustrating. I try really not to do that too much. Roger?
It sounds a lot like my adult ADHD. I can get caught up in stuff that I'm very passionate about, stuff that I'm talking, and then my brain would just stop. But I'm like, fuck, it broke again. Roger.
Sometimes my brain won't shut up, and then my mouth goes into gear, and it keeps over talking on top of everybody else. Sometimes it's like I have to grab the microphone and just seize the moment, to the point where everybody could be talking a million other things in the chat. Next thing you know, I'm still talking about the same subject we were talking about 5 minutes ago, which gets very frustrating for the audience. And I empathize with you guys. I get it. That's why I'm trying not to do that. Roger.
Good for you, Michelle. Wow, that. See, with me now knowing that, it shows that you do really take, in everybody's sincerity on, you don't want them to not feel wanted, unwanted. And you're describing the reason why you do the things you do. And that happens. I do it too. I don't mean for shit like that to happen, but I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if a lot of us start speaking out and knowing that, then others can be more understanding and saying, man, that Emmy, she's a bitch. By the way, my name is Emmy. I'm PDX. But, I'm not trying to be a bitch or something, or when I jump in and, it feels like I'm really interrupting somebody. See, right there, my brain just broke. And I my thought come in. A disability was what I was trying to say. Not everybody has the same disability, and that's how my disability affects me. So because I forgot what I was going to say, I'm talking what I want idea. Mojo says racing thoughts I've had. Yeah, a lot of us, I get those too. And, it can make it hard. Roger.
My biggest problem is sometimes when I get so excited about people or what I'm saying, or if I'm too anxious, both circumstances can cause my hearing to go totally out the window. That's bad enough that I have physical hearing loss. But if you can imagine, especially if I get anxious or if I get excited, both circumstances will make it sometimes even harder for me to hear somebody. And it makes me feel sometimes like people think I don't care what they're saying, which is totally not true. But sometimes I just don't know when or how to get my brain to slow down and say, turn some of the processing to the ears so we can try to hear what they're saying. And it frustrates me and others like me. I know there are many more adult Asperger sufferers that have this issue. And unfortunately for people who watch us on YouTube, they tend to think we're rude. We're not trying to be rude.
Right.
Roger.
And my brain just broke again. I'm like reading chat, and it's anxiety, depression, and stuff like that, and how these disabilities affect us. It's different from person to person to person, and it's hard. I've been talking to them because typing in text-wise, you don't understand the sincerity of what somebody's saying. You don't understand if they're mad or, happy, because a text is just a monotone, to where when you can go onto somebody's panel, definitely talk it out that way. That's how I look at things. That's how it's easier for me. Because when somebody's typing, I don't know if they're happy or if they're like really fucking pissed off at me. I'm like, come up on my panel, please. Let's talk. Roger.
My biggest problem is, like you mentioned, about when you get lost in your thoughts, or like if you get sidetracked, like when a comment comes up in chat that totally throws you for a loop. I got the same problem. If I'm discussing one thing, all of a sudden somebody says something, comment in chat, and I happen to see it, all of a sudden we're on another tangent completely. And it's almost like...
Yes.
It's confusing. I try hard not to let that happen. But sometimes it does. Like if I see a comment and I'm like, oh, so-and-so just said something really interesting and congratulations. All of a sudden it's like, that doesn't even fit what originally we're talking about, but that's what happens. And if you don't talk enough about the side chat, they think you're ignoring them. But they don't realize that people with Asperger's, we have to sometimes stick with the one topic to finish it before we can jump to the next one. Roger?
Yeah, I'm all over the place on that. So I was going to ask you, Michelle, with your disabilities, I don't know what disabilities you have unless the ones you tell me you have. Do you find it that you're more spirits, in that sense? Do you think your abilities or being disabled gives you a higher frequency in your gifts and your abilities? Over. Roger, or something. I forgot. See?
To answer your question, first of all, let's start with what my disabilities are as far as they're documented, and then we'll take it from there. I am registered blind with a cataract in my right eye. A vision of my left eye is 2400. The vision in my right eye with the cataract, even with the can't see eye drops, is 2800. I have a knee injury on my right leg, where the kneecap is totally broken, and the kneecap floats around like a satellite around the bones. Okay? On my left, I also have a bad hip on my left leg. I also am partially to moderately deaf. Actually, originally it was not considered moderate to severe deafness in my hearing. I would say that being multiply handicapped gives me a little more insight into the plight of many people on Earth who have disabilities, even if they don't document them, even if they're not on a form or letter somewhere. I have more empathy and understanding of the difficulties that people face every day. I do believe that it did help strengthen my spiritual awareness.
Right.
And I can feel the energy already because I am clairsentient. So therefore, and I'm also empathic. So I would definitely say my disabilities are for a reason, perhaps to give me a little more humility and understanding of those around me. Roger.
Oh, I was just reading what Noodle said. I suggest everyone, do you think it's a curse to be able to have the gifts you have? Or do you find it amazing that you got those gifts? Because not everybody has what you have. Roger?
I think it's actually a gift. But it's actually a gift that actually many have that they may never have really gave much thought to. Kind of like how some people can fix something without even having the service manual in front of them. Or they understand concepts that others can't. There are some people who have these gifts that have never used it. Roger.
I believe everyone is born with these gifts. And as you grow older, people tend to choose to also, a lot of people, they get very offended on how others think of them. So as they're growing older, they don't want anything to do with these gifts anymore.
Right.
They totally shut them off. Some people don't always know how to shut them off, or like I've been able to. I can shut them off, and then reopen them. Sometimes you just have to shut them off if it gets too overwhelming, because the spirits will drain your energy over.
I don't know about draining your energy. I do agree that our society at large doesn't, especially after the middle of the 19th century, about 1840, with the Age of Enlightenment, we have developed a concept that if we can't prove it by science, then it doesn't exist. However, there is a lot of things that modern science is starting to admit that they do not understand everything that all the applied sciences can't answer. So there are people that are starting to say, maybe it's not all claptrap. Maybe there is some truth in the spiritual messages, and the clairvoyance, and the spiritually tune have been saying to us. As a person who also grew up in the age of science and technology, I see things that defy any logic every day. For example, let's say you have an instrument that for a long time had been wonderfully working, had been working perfectly as it should, and all of a sudden it goes awry. And you might say, well, according to the science and technology, that means a component has failed. And so you take it apart, you check it, everything is mechanically fine, electrically fine, and that doesn't work anymore. And then you put it on the shelf for a while, you come back to it a couple months later, turn it on, and it's as if there was nothing wrong. Science can't explain that because science said it passed it all the test. How is that possible? I can't tell you. I wish I could. Roger.
I agree with you on that. That happens more than a lot of people probably even think of it. I'm sorry, I was catching up in chat too. Okay, let me ask you this. What is the strangest thing that had ever happened to you, either in public or at home? Were you communicating with the spirit? Just anything that's out of the unordinary. Roger.
Well, I can answer one question. It's the strangest thing that ever happened to me is just, it happens. So many things happen to me spiritually that I can't even always think of most strangest. Maybe it's when the person that you just meet, this happens to all of a sudden you sense that you knew the person from the past. And then you guys start talking, and the next thing you know, you realize you're talking to a friend maybe from a prior lifetime. And you just didn't think about that because you never physically saw the person before on this planet. And it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen sometimes. And I find it kind of interesting. Roger.
So do you find that a deja vu? Or do you find it a coincidence? Yeah. Because I know some people, they don't believe in coincidences. I believe in both. Roger.
I believe it definitely may be deja vu. Again, because we have more than one life on this planet. And people tend to hang out with their soul tribe. So you see a lot of people that will come in and out of your life every day that you know from the other side from prior life experiences. Because you tend to like to stick together as a group on the other side. You plan things together. Because you're kind of a group. Kind of like a clique, if you will. Using high school parlance. You're kind of like a clique of people hang out together. So even in multiple incursions on Earth, you tend to kind of stick around with the same people, the same spirits that you do from the past. They may be male or female now, or they may be the opposite sex. It doesn't matter. The fact is that you know their energy. And that's why you pick up on it. Roger.
Okay, so this is a good subject right now. Talking about sleep paralysis. I myself, ever since I was 6 years old, can remember getting sleep paralysis, and I usually get sleep paralysis twice, and sleep specialists and stuff to find out why am I going through a sleep paralysis, and nobody has the answers for me. And so every day, or every month, it's about twice, if not 3 times. So I was reading how Mojo has been getting sleep paralysis too, and hadn't had it in the last 10 years. And then somebody else said, I had sleep paralysis 3 times earlier, first time in 10 years. And then somebody else said, Aries says, I got sleep paralysis, my parents sudden, and I can't move. I can only open my eyes, move my eyes side to side. I can't even scream. And it's the scariest freaking thing. Not it seems like forever, and it may be 30 seconds, if that. Okay, so Bianca says, what happens in sleep paralysis? Everybody's different. I'm just saying, I can't move, and I can't get somebody's attention to try to bring me out of it. Eric says, I rather have the hat man rather than the opens when who say have. I don't think I was sleep deprived when I was 6 years old. At any point now, yeah, sleep's overrated, and I can be sleep deprived, but I don't think that's it, because again, as I was growing older, is when I started to become sleep deprived. Okay, so doctors will never figure it out. No, that's a demon, not sleep paralysis. I get the same thing, and it attacked me, made my bed violently shake. So you sleep paralysis, you're being attacked. And again, I'm not to judge you. That's your story. I'm not there, to see if that's true. But are you sure that's the same thing that's going on? Roger.
I never really remember having sleep paralysis, but I have had experience where I have woken up between the two realms. I told the story a couple of weeks ago where I woke up and I felt like my bed was in a dark forest, like during early morning hours. And Lummy kind of woke up with me because I was kind of wondering what I was supposed to do, because didn't feel like it was my bedroom, and it wasn't my bedroom. It was like me and the bed was in a bit different place, and Lummy and I talked about it before I panicked. She said, you're between the here and the there right now. I explained to Michelle, do not get out of bed. If you get out of bed, you are going to be stuck in that realm until you totally become conscious and wake up, because if you step out of that bed, you will be on the other side. So we sat there and we laid in bed until we started to see the regular room itself kind of materialized around us. And then finally, when the room came back to being normal, I said, Lumi, can we get up now? She said, yeah. I said, because I got to go pee. So, in other words, the room morphed from being in a forest glade in the dark or twilight to my bedroom. And I said, what is that? She said, because you woke up between the two realms. If you stepped one foot out of your bed, you would have been stuck in that realm. Because the bed would basically dematerialize and you would have been stuck there. Very unusual. Not too many people experience that.
Wow.
Roger.
Okay, so I'm reading Red's comments. And Mojo's Syncubus and Incubus. I get molested sometimes. Yes, by those I do believe that happens to a lot of people else. Red goes, without moving your head, you can sense where it is. You can feel its evil. Now, and then you said the fear is beyond normal. I can't honestly say myself. I have no other people kidnapped by aliens too when that happens. I don't know. I don't have the answers for it. I know I'm fully awake. I know I can hear my dogs barking around me. And you know, I can hear the TV going. But I wouldn't think evil. But when it happens to you, I'm not there. So it's your story. And I can't come in and say, oh, no, that didn't happen to you. Or, no, you're not, that's not evil. I can't tell you that because maybe that's how you feel. Maybe that's, what you see. That could be totally you. And it could be somebody else to relate the same story as you. Over.
Okay. Have you ever experienced the vibration of the earth vibrations through your feet? Now, let me explain this to you. I don't want to hear the earth hum, which sounds like a big diesel generator, if you will. Kind of at a distance. But I feel the vibrations of the earth under my feet. Did you ever feel anything like that? Like the earth under your feet? Like the vibrations like you're on a large vessel or like a ship? Over. Graduate.
Yes, actually. I was in New Orleans a few months ago. We were at a cemetery because New Orleans has a lot of history, a lot of crazy history there. And so I went to the cemetery, and this was actually really the first time I'd ever felt the vibration under my feet at the cemetery. And I carry a lot of gemstones with me, a lot of crystals to help ground myself. Well, this time I wasn't grounded enough, so me and make each other, and then that vibration went away. But that's the first time and the only time I've ever felt that, and it was the craziest thing. Over.
I feel it every day. It's not just once in a while. I feel it every day, just like I hear the earth hum every day. And yes, I do have tinnitus too, but that's a different high-pitched squeal. This is a dull, soft roar or rumble. Very different than the tinnitus. Right. Go ahead, Roger.
No, I was going to say, wow, that's That's crazy. Yeah, okay, yeah, elephants have sound waves in their feet. Yes, they do. I've heard that also. So let me ask you this. So because you can feel, are your feet really sensitive? And do you ground yourself every day? Or like do you carry around gemstones yourself for your chakra, Roger?
The only thing I wear is this Merit Harmony amulet. I am an active member of the community, spiritual people, so I am very much grounded. In fact, because I am grounded, I am so attached to the earth. That is why you can feel that. Is because you're so attached to the earth around you. That's where the Virgo comes in. Because the Aquarius is an air sign. And I'm also the North American Snow Queen. So in a way, I kind of feel like using another World of Warcraft metaphor, when Savannah's Wind River smashed the helm of domination from the jailer, that she crosses between the physical earthly plane and the spiritual plane. So I'm like a conduit. I'm like the ladder that connects the two together. I've always felt that way, even since I was a little child. Roger.
Yeah, this is a side of you that it's really intriguing me. I've never seen this side of you, never really heard you talk about this stuff. And I'm hoping everybody else in your chat is learning a lot more about you too. Over. Or Roger.
There's a lot more about me than most people know. In fact, it's just like this one reading says here.
Hello. What brings you to Winter Spring? These cold and vast lands may seem dismal, but this is a place of many secrets.
That's almost like the voice describing Michelle and Michelle's channel perfectly, very well. Absolutely. Roger.
Right on. Yeah. I can't wait to. That was clear, correct, Roger?
Yeah. Well, I think the reason why we never really discussed it much on this channel after we went live streaming was because people already had the wrong impressions about me. The many trolls that we've talked about earlier made my channel seem like I was not a sincere channel, and I didn't really want to give those secrets because I was afraid that I would be ridiculed, which I think is true also related to about the gifts thing earlier. The way many children either never develop the spiritual opportunities that they all have because they don't want people to think that they're strange. So I decided consciously not to bring them up too much on my channel because people already were ridiculing my channel so much. Roger.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. I just want you to know there are other channels like and about your life in the spiritual world and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people, they need to know this out there. They need to realize, we're not crazy. And so why are we saying Roger is because there's a really bad lag and we've been talking over each other. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing that right now. until it gets fixed. I mean, it's not, we're not trying to be, smart asses or anything like that, but it seems to help out and people aren't getting confused on what we're saying and we're not over talking each other. So it's all good. Doesn't mean this is going to happen every time. But yeah, Michelle, as for you, I would love to have you on one of my podcasts. And definitely talk about this, and that way you can meet some of the people in my community, and you can bring your community over so they can understand. Roger.
What I'm going to do later on is I'm going to give you a link to my Discord so you can come check out the kinds of things we talk about outside of YouTube. And also maybe to invite you to join us on Kick, which is where we can talk about even more interesting things than we can do here on YouTube. I would like to try to be in a community, so if you want an email, you could always post me your links too, and then I can add them to my phone as subscriptions as well.
Okay.
Roger.
Definitely. That sounds like a plan. And I've seen more people are starting to, like they brought up about the, there goes my brain, it broke. Damn it. Sleep paralysis. Don't ever be afraid to mention that to anybody. Like I said, everybody's different. Everybody sees different things. There's a whole new world. Okay, I was being a little smart ass. Oh, jeez. Yes, Michelle. I would just say Bianca's like, yes, Michelle, podcast. I would love to have her on my podcast. And, and I got other people that once they see Michelle, they will be, I would want her on their podcast too. Can have sex. Oh, there's a question for you. Michelle, do you believe elves can have sex with dwarves? Let me ask this. Is this the same Carlos Martinez that goes around? If so, curious. Roger.
Do I believe elves could have sex with dwarves? That is an interesting question. But you have to remember that we're talking about something that's in two different realms. First of all, we talk about sex and dwarves together in the same realm. We're often talking about games like World of Warcraft. I never seen a child in the World of Warcraft that was a child of a dwarf and an elf in the game. Nor have I ever seen a child that was a child of a gnome and a dwarf in the game. But in the real world, in the elven plane, the dwarves and the elves are different enough that maybe, because they're both primates, that maybe they can physically do it. But genetically, could they actually have viable offspring? I can't say. I would have to say it might be a possibility. But right now, we don't see too many dwarves or elves in the real realm right now that we're in. I'm going to say the realm we're in because I don't want to say the real realm because that's so inaccurate because there's so many realms. Just to say in the realm that we all co-inhabit right now, I would say is I have not seen a dwarf and I have not seen an elf. And so I don't know the answer to that question. But I will tell you one thing. We were talking about speech or sleep paralysis. I don't remember having that, but if you ever have what happened to me, like Lumi said, the most important thing is you gotta kind of get yourself, before you jump out of bed and freak out, is make sure to get back to your real world before you jump out of bed. It's happened a couple times, these dreams, or these moments. They're not a regular thing, but they do happen once in a while. And it's important to, even with sleep paralysis, it's the same thing. You really have to do is, first of all, you got to calm down. Number one, that's important. I know it's hard. Okay, you got to calm down and get your thoughts together. And then as you get your thoughts together and your heart stops racing, your anxiety is calm and not climbing up through your chest, you can then start to return back to terra firma, if you will. That it's something that has to be, you have to experience and you have to work it through. That's all I can tell you. Roger.
You know, Bianca, you know, she's a person I would definitely love to meet. Probably 40 minutes, you know, and I would definitely love to do, you know, go on a paranormal investigation with her. And the dwarves and Tillamook make pretty cheese. So yeah, I think that would be good. What do you agree? Do you agree, Michelle? Do you think Street? So would.
What's the last question? I didn't quite catch that one, Roger.
Oh, you actually watch us, Roger?
I'm sure people that watch us, by the way, one of the things that I keep mentioning in on this channel is, you see I wear these latex elf ears, and I saw people keep asking me is like, why do you wear elf ears? Because I believe in my natural form, I am an elf. In a sense that I'm like the blood elf. I got the blood elf ears. You know, I don't have those really long eyebrows, but I have a very elfy personality, I guess, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. I'm not Santa's elf. So I'm more like a natural.
I was gonna say, can we put you on the shelf? I cut you off. I'm
what?
Sorry. I said, I go, since you're an elf, can we put you on the shelf? But you just said you're not a Santa elf, so never mind. That won't work.
No, I'm not a Santa elf, but I'm more like a natural elf.
Nope.
Or maybe like a fairy, kind of an elf, kind of.
Yeah.
Except if you look at the typical elves, we all see them as these little small things. But what if elves are not small? We don't know. Maybe in this realm they're small, but maybe in another realm they're as tall as 6 feet. 7 feet for the guys and 6 feet for the women, and the dwarves are probably bigger than them. But so it's hard to say. but I've always seen myself as having pointy ears. Don't know why. It just is. I like my pointy ears. And my real ears, if you look at them, they do have slight points to them. They're very slight, though. Roger.
Now, why would you say that, Ernesto? Elf ears are stupid. No. And that's what she wears and what she can't wear, you know? I like them. And for her to wear them shows she's being her true self. At least she'll wear them in public and everything, like that, where Ernesto, instead of, saying, okay, I don't like this channel because Michelle wears elf ears. If you don't like what she's wearing or saying or anything, just move on. Go to the next channel. And if you, block her too. If you don't like what she's saying, just block her. Move on. That's all you guys have to do. You don't have to come in and be such assholes like that. She didn't go to your channel and say Ernesto is a punk ass kid or whatever, Michelle didn't come and attack you. You just came in and attacked her for no reason. Just move on. And that's the other thing about trolls. I mean, I get a lot of people that are like that. If you don't like my content, don't fucking watch it, And I'm pretty sure people are doing that to Michelle. They're going to watch her content. They're going to write something negative about her somewhere, their community tab or anywhere. Why even write anything about? Okay, thank you, Gidgy. But I'm just saying it's bullshit, people. If you don't like her ears, don't look at her ears. But if you like her conversations, then focus on the conversations. Don't focus on her ears. Just fucking leave. Don't be an asshole. Rule number thumb, people. Don't be an asshole. Anyways, Roger?
I would say one thing about my ears to Ernesto is I wear these ears 24/7. The only time I take them off is when I take a bath. The ears, they have an average lifespan of about 3 to 6 months before they have to be replaced. Now, that's dedication when you wear the ears 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Only take them off to take a bath because the glue doesn't stay when it's wet. I think that says something. Now, in nature, the elf ears are the way they are is probably to be more hypersensitive to sound. These do help me hear a little bit better in real life. They don't do as good as, say, a modern scientifically designed hearing aid, but they do help a little bit. And I will take whatever I can get to help me hear better. And at least I can say I am living who I really am, and I'm not pretending to be afraid of being out in public wearing my elf ears. I am not afraid of having my elf ears on. I'm not afraid to be who I really am. Roger.
Good for you. Very strong. A lot of people are afraid of what others are going to think about them. And obviously, Ernesto, he's got some skeletons. He's afraid to do things that he really wants to do. So he's taking it out on you and making fun of you.
Mm-hmm.
Some women wear socks when they have sex. Some wear a shirt. Michelle wears her ears. Well, there you go. See, but I look up to Michelle because she's being herself. and that's what I look for in a lot of people is she's being true to herself. So to me, that says a lot. That means I can trust her. And I don't normally go around trusting a lot of people. It's really hard to trust people.
Yeah, hi Brian
That's
PC.
why I'd rather talk to the dead. That's
Hi Brian PC, how are you doing? Welcome to the show this morning or this afternoon. Because there's a slight lag between me and PDX, we are using Rogers to indicate that we're done talking, so that way we don't trip over each other. Like me, she has a pervasive developmental disorder in her brain, thinks in a way that she needs to formulate her thoughts, put them together, just like I do. And unfortunately, when we get things together, sometimes we spit them up like a machine gun, and then the other person is like trying to catch it, and while they're trying to put their thoughts together. So this way, with saying Roger, that means that we're done talking so that they can put their thoughts together. Roger.
And you know what? I want my opinion, and watching everybody, I think your chat's been so much cleaner. People aren't getting confused on what we're saying. I think we kept the attention of them, and we've actually been able to stay on the same subject for quite some time. Everybody in chat, what's your opinion on when we say Roger at the end? On something like this, do you guys think it's working? Put a 1 in chat if you think it's working and it's a good idea. Roger.
It's also very simple to say. One word at the end of ending our thoughts. I mean, yes, we are in CB radio and communications. We used to say that because it means that we were done keying the microphone. Now, as far as the audio problems go, we did have the problem fixed, but for some reason, Google Meets keeps messing up. This is not my problem. But we will keep working on it until we get it fixed. One way or another. Roger.
Banana. I said, say banana. How do you want me to say banana in a sexy banana? Or just fucking banana? You didn't specify how you want us to say whiskey. Fuck. That's a safe word. Oh my god. You guys are too funny. Y'all are. And, I just want to say Michelle is amazing. And a lot of times that's why I like lurking in her chat. Way more intelligent than me. I'm just going to... She gets amazing...
I will say one thing. The history of the term Roger actually kind of goes back. Really means ready. Actually means would be word that would be really literally means ready, or it actually means I'm done saying my statement. That's what it really means. So it means ready for you, basically. So it just kind of became, over the years, became the word Roger, because the word ready was something that would be used every day. So if I were to say, meet me at the ready room, somebody would think I'm done talking when they said ready. So if I said ready room, when I say, at the end, if I say the N word there, Roger, which I did not end yet, it means that, okay, there's my statement. I'm done. Now it's your turn. Roger. Roger.
All right, I'm trying to figure out. Red says that's a negative. There is civilians down there, Roger. Civilians down where? I guess I missed out on part of the conversation. My bad. So much for real. Tomorrow or when I get you up on my show. Yeah, it's amazing because a lot of people don't want to talk about it, especially finding a person like you. When I hear things that you talk about every day, and then all of a sudden this came up. And now I'm more intrigued by you. And I want others about, like, like we said, a lot of people probably didn't know this. And don't ever be afraid to be yourself. Talk about everything. And I'm going to go and watch your documentary. But thanks so much. Yes, I will be back. You guys can't get rid of me that fast. This is a great community, and I'm really glad I got to know, pretty much each and every one of you. I can't wait to personal level. You guys are all been amazing. And you welcomed me too with open arms. I appreciate that. Not everybody's so, caring like that. Because I'm the new one into your guys' group, and sometimes people want to shun out the new person, especially when they start talking about spirits. So thanks, you guys. Thank you, Michelle, again, for having me. And I hope I can be on your panel again, and I definitely want you on my podcast. Roger.
Let me just say something before you go. Because, like me, I'm sure she wants to say something else. Sounds like she's recording something at the same time in the background, whatever. Let me show you something in the background here. This is my studio. Just want to show you a little bit about the background design a bit. These are the two tables we use for the Silvermoon radio show. The music programs here. This is the monitor I'm using to read the chat and comments. The monitor over here on the other side, I'm tapping here, that's how we monitor our broadcast. So we have a pretty sophisticated studio here. But what I wanted to ask you was, when you do your shows, do you do them at a certain time of day, or do you just do them as you want? Because I do my shows at a regular time every day. Because for so many people, that works out so well. Roger?
Right. And me, my shows are random. And so my shows, I even have what's called the unplanned not so normal podcast. So there's that, which a lot of times that one's unplanned, of course. Hence the name. But if if I'm going to have you on my show, I'll be like, okay, you and I'm going to have Michelle on my show this time, this day, and everything. Oh man, we got gifting going.
Thank you for the gifting, guys, for the memberships, and thank you so much for continuing to be here. That's what the music is for. But thank you, guys, everybody. I'm sorry I didn't get the notification earlier. My brain just couldn't wrap around it. Thank you. Go ahead. You can finish what you're saying.
No, don't love it to you. You know, they're helping you out and they're helping everybody else out. So it's a win-win for everyone. But yeah, as for my shows, I don't have a set time, but I will work around everybody else's time. But they have 8. I mean, I would love to have you on my show more than once. You know, this is a really interesting topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about because they don't know enough about it. So, Thanks again, Roger.
If you ever want to plan ahead and set up a podcast or a vlog using the software like we're using now, or using StreamYards, if you let me know in email or in a DM when I give you the Discord link, we can plan it ahead of time so that we can get it out when you're ready to get it out. Roger.
Okay, yes. I will tell you this, you guys. I am Discord illiterate. I need some tea at that. You know, more people are using Discord a lot more nowadays. So yes, I definitely need a mentor for Discord. But I don't know. Maybe you can show me how, Michelle. Maybe one day, if you're really good at Discord, well, you're definitely better than me. I'm just going to throw that out there. But maybe you properly, Roger.
I'll teach you in Discord. It's not really necessarily that much different than Facebook in some ways. Without as much advertising spam. But I certainly can share and teach you how to use it. I will send you in your email a message with a link to my Discord so you can come join it later on at the end of this broadcast. Roger. Yes, I see that. Thank you very much, Gizzy. Thank you very much, Brian PC, for that. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys, this is amazing. Thank you for doing that for Michelle. You guys don't understand when us YouTubers or us creators are monetized and we see that gifting going out there, you're spreading the love throughout the community. And, you know, like James buy ships and stuff like that, all the monies we get from people gifting and, you know, super chats, we actually put back into the community.
Yes.
And that's where we get the gift cards, even Amazon gift cards, you know. And that's why we say you don't have to be a paid member to join in on these activities. Everybody is welcome. Everybody gets a chance because you know what? We don't know everybody's story. maybe some people just can't afford it. Or maybe they were having a bad day. So that's what Jay and I do with when we get the monies from, you know, our fans, our friends and family. So yeah, so everybody is also welcome over to J Max and myself.
I was just gonna say, just a reminder for everybody is I do read the comments, and I did see the green boxes come up on the screen, but I didn't respond right away. It was probably because I was trying to focus on the conversation that we're having. People with Asperger's don't always jump around too good from place to place. We're not that kind of an energy. Sometimes we can be very, very one-track mind, and it means one track in more than just one way. Roger.
I really do. Oh, thank you, Mojo. Kudos to PDX and JMac. You know, and there's rumors out there. People have talked mad shit about me and JMac. Let them talk mad. You don't take what they say. I have to see for myself, you know. I mean, 20 people can talk bad about myself. Wow. Congrats, Michelle.
Thank you very much. Wow, 50 pounds. That's a huge, huge gift over so much. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
Oh my God, 50 pounds.
So awesome.
I didn't mean to ignore you earlier when you gave out those gifts, or you, Tiger Kitty, gave out those gifts. I wasn't ignoring you. I really wasn't.
Wow.
Like I said, I was just
Wow,
trying to
that's
focus on the
awesome.
conversation. Roger.
Yeah, you know, and Michelle was trying not to, you know, overlap over me and stuff, because she's having an issue right now with, you know, the audio. There's a big delay. Even when there was other people in here, there was the echoing too. And so, you know, that's the thing too. Some people, I've had people get, you know, kind of upset when I didn't acknowledge them right away.
Smiling face, amazing, the super talented
Just
MMD
give us
smiling face.
time, you know, little patience and time. Eventually, we will get done. There's always that lagging, and some of us lag more than others. That's why I try to tell people when we're doing the giveaways, always refresh. That way, you know, we're all, every time we start a new game, just refresh. So, thanks, everyone. And again, Michelle, thank you so much for having me up. I'm going to go ahead and step easy. Got to trail. So I hope you allow all of us into that part of your life. Much love, everyone. And you do have an amazing following, amazing group there. And Shay. Over. Or Roger.
I will say one thing with the sound system is we have actually set up normally the other microphone that we use for the audio for the group was one that Gizzy said was echoing. And so we switched it to the same input stage as that goes to OBS. And I don't know if there's something in YouTube, Google's meets software end. That's where the problem is. But let me ask PDX, are you hearing a lot of echo? Question, Roger? Oh, she left. Okay. Okay, so she obviously decided to... She did say it kind of sounded like she was kind of end anyway. But I want to thank her for coming up on panel. Thank you very much. It's getting time anyway to get ready to wrap it up. Time to get out and do some wiggles and jiggles. She did, yeah. I do think that something is going on with Google software side of things. I don't think it's entirely my computer problem. I'm not saying that my computer is necessarily totally innocent. So many people, generous souls, absolutely. And I'm going to give her a link to the Discord at the end of the show because I have her email address, and I will send her that information so she can come and talk with you guys on the Discord. And maybe someday we will have another public Discord link that, because of the problems in the past, we have chosen that not to have a public Discord link. But we will do what we can to continue to grow this channel and expand and explore new opportunities for this channel to grow. And I want to thank again Brian PC and Tiger Kitty, not only for the total of 10 memberships, in addition, I want to thank Brian PC for the £50 donation. And there's so many things that have been donated to this channel this year. From a soldering workstation, which I use a lot more than most people realize, to a jigsaw, which I have not yet used, but I have it, to maybe the people like Christian take me to the grocery store and help me get to doctor's appointments, to the many people that make this channel possibly one of the most important tools for the community at large is to promote awareness to people with special needs. A lot of people like me don't usually go out there and put out the big signal flare saying they need help or something like that. But it is nice to have a place where we can talk about things. And I want to thank you for all for making this channel a success as a way for people of various abilities to get together. Okay, thank you very much, Tiger Kitty, about the Christmas box. And as far as the negativity goes, let me do one thing that's something positive. May the negativity get the fuck out of here. Amen. Amen. I got it. Doesn't work for me. Say it. No, it doesn't work for me. I think it's stuff got stuck. Oh, did it? Oh. That happens. Sometimes the application will get stuck. Don't ask me why. There. Want to try it again now, Lum? Does it work now? Should. Yay! Thank you very much, Michelle. So tomorrow's show may be a wee bit later, because me and Krista she's gonna help me kind of touch up the Christmas lights on the tree. She's gonna come pick up her record player, and Wiggy, yes, she's gonna come by and pick up her Christmas presents tomorrow too. Now, I want to talk about this record player real quick for the public. Because I'm price conscious, I bought it from a guy that apparently bought a whole bunch of them from the kind of like seconds from Crossley. And some of them are in various states of good to lousy shape. Now, the one she got, for example, is very much the same as the model I have, the first one. And it's got an output stage that's very soft, but you turn it on preamp for a magnetic preamp, it picks up the sound fine, and it sounds fantastic. There's built-in speakers work fine. So it's only a line level output that's a little on the soft side, but we can work with that. You know? It's an engineering thing, you know? Engineering things can be fixed. Just like with her original turntable, I was going to give her. I'm not going to give up on that either. I'm going to finish fixing that. It's just going to need a little more time to find a better solution. Way to mount that cartridge in the way those wires are not going to be such a likeliness to get ripped off again. That's going to take a little bit of work, but we'll get it done. You'll get it done. I know Michelle. She'll finish it. Thanks. You're welcome. So what are we going to do to ourselves working on a Christmas tree? Well, probably just go ahead and get some coffees and talk for a bit. And then we'll come back over here, help me sort the tree out and pick one bag of garbage downstairs. And then get out there and do some fun stuff. That's the whole idea of the morning show, the things me and Chris do once a week, is to get things done that often need to get done. And lately it's been on a Friday, so Fridays are kind of always up in the air, but I will tell you in advance when I can. So be aware that tomorrow will be an afternoon show, but that also means it's also good too, because then we get a chance to get to meet and hang out and do things. And for you, those days off can be an advantage too. It might be a good chance for you to check out other channels that maybe when I'm on it, you never got a chance to look into before. So I'm not going to be live tomorrow at 10, so go out there and check out some other channels tomorrow. And you can plan. I will make it a planned date like I always do, about 3 o'clock. Maybe 2 o'clock. Maybe 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow. Keep your eyes on the notifications. If I'm live at 2, you will know. If I'm live at 3, you will know. That's why I'll make it easy. Keep it open-ended. But for now, because it is late, it is time to get ready to go. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and be excellent to one another. Amen. 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 So for you guys tomorrow, one way or the other. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.